Good evening and welcome back into Bellingham, Washington for West Coast League Baseball here live from the Weeku Diamond at Joe Martin Field. It's game 2 of 3 between your Bellingham Bells and the visiting Port Angeles Lefties after last night what we saw a blowout. The Bellingham Bells taking a 17-1 victory over the Lefties in the series opener. Bellingham scored 8 unearned runs in the first inning, and from there on out the offense continued to pour it down. The biggest highlight from last night, obviously, the long ball from the Bellingham Bells. Jaden Jackson launching one, Noah Cassie 3. So the Bells look for a series win in this game, riding a 8-game winning streak for Bellingham so far, and that 8-game winning streak has them tied in the North Division with the Wenatchee Apple Sox at 16-6. Also tied for the league lead at 16-6 with the Ridgefield Raptors, who are sitting atop the South Division despite a loss from yesterday. Some final scores from Tuesday night action in the West Coast League. We obviously had the 17-1 victory here in Bellingham, and that was something that was obviously a lot of fun. But the biggest thing that we were focused on yesterday was the Wenatchee Apple Sox, because we're trying to chase them, right? Tied 16-6. The Apple Sox last night in the series opener against the Yakima Valley Pippins took a 9-4 victory over Yakima Valley, and they're just about to start off their game in Yakima as well in a cross-divisional matchup. They'll have these next 2 games against the Pippins, then the last 3 of the first half against the Walla Walla Sweets. Bellingham will have the next 2 against the Lefties and then finish their first half in Victoria. So that's what we're focused on as far as the upcoming opponent with the Victoria Harbor Cats. Obviously a competitive North Division team for them this season, just 10-9 though on the year. And in their game last night, they beat the Nanaimo Night Owls 5-3. So they'll take on the Night Owls looking for a series win. Victoria well out of the competition for potentially that playoff berth, but the Harbor Cats likely down the rest of the season are going to be a squad that we can think about as maybe seeing in the playoffs. They've of course, got the All-Star game hosted out there on Vancouver Island as well. And, hey, this Friday is the West Coast League Game of the Week, Bellingham Bells against the Victoria Harbor Cats. The Ridgefield Raptors, the top team in the South Division, 16-6. But last night were knocked off by the Bend Elks, who have had a struggle to start their year. But the Elks, a 9-2 victory at home, taking that. So that has the Bend Elks at now 7-12. They're the second worst record in the South Division. Right now it's the Ridgefield Raptors 16-6. They are 5 games up on the Walla Walla Sweets. So a Sweets loss would effectively put Ridgefield in an auto playoff berth situation if they can take care of business out in Bend with a win. And they're a lot closer to clinching the first half in the South compared to the close race we've got between Bellingham and Wenatchee over the next 5 games. Bells have to have one better game record than the Wenatchee Apple Sox because the tiebreaker is head-to-head, and we don't have the tiebreaker. We lost 2 of 3 against the Apple Sox. So the Bells will look to keep their 8-win streak alive, and after a 17-1 win last night, they'll be looking to do that behind Noah Cassie, who last night did something remarkable here at Joe Martin Field. Noah Cassie launched 3 home runs in last night's game against the Lefties. Cassie, the Bells' first baseman, had 2 solo shots, one coming in the second inning, which got it started, and just seeing, that one home run was exciting. We don't get to see a lot here at a very pitcher-friendly Joe Martin Field, but then Cassie back up in the 6th inning, leading off another frame, sends it out to left field again, and clears the wall for his second home run. And at that point, you're thinking, hey, he had 2 home runs in the season. He just came in. He doubled those home run totals. This was an awesome game. But no, he comes up in the 7th with a man on first and then destroys the baseball for his longest homer of the 3 to cap a 3-home run game. And it was just incredible to be a part of. And on top of it, Jaden Jackson also had a 3-run homer in the ball game. So Bells were a grand slam shy of having a team home run cycle, if you want to call it that. But we'll see if we can catch some of that magic today. Not going to be as hitter-friendly. There's a lot of wind today. It's going to be real windy with the wind blowing towards home plate and right field. So, maybe a lefty, Jane Jackson, a chance to get another long bomb, but probably going to see not as many go over the fence this game. At least that's what you would assume. in this very pitcher-friendly ballpark. But, yesterday the wind was dead, and the guys took advantage of it, right? We'd only seen 2 home runs all year by our guys at home, Matt Churchill and Dylan Moss having long bombs. But then, last night, we got to see 4 of them by Bellingham Bells. There's some times where 4 home runs is all you see at home in a year, and we saw it in one game. So Bells will be trying to capture some of that magic. They don't need to win by 16 runs tonight to get the job done, but they'll try and take down the Lefties here behind Cole Laubach, the starting pitcher for your Bellingham Bells. It is Native American Heritage Night here at the Joe. There was a cool introduction to the game. The Lummi Nation sang a song before we went on air, and Native Heritage Night here at the ballpark. We've got unique jerseys, new jerseys for the Bellingham Bells, only going to be used for this game in honor of the Native Heritage Night, even new hats to go along with them. And the Bells are getting set to take the field with those new threads on. So hopefully they can perform well in the jerseys they've never won or worn before. 16-6 is your Bells record. 5-17 are the Lefties here on the road, trying to just force a third game, trying to force a rubber game after getting destroyed last night. 17-1 was pretty ridiculous. The Lefties struggled in all facets. They were hitting into double plays. They were walking too many guys. They were giving up errors on defense. It was a struggle for Port Angeles. So we'll see how they respond. Bellingham obviously trying to capture some of that momentum from last night's 17-1 win, and hopefully it's a good one. We'll get your starting lineups when we come back. Bells and Lefties, game 2 of their 3-game set here at Joe Martin Field. I'm Zen Hill. This is the Bells Radio Network. When we come back, first pitch and lineups for you here from Joe Martin Field.
Have you had a fall, sprain, or break? Skip the emergency room and go straight to the experts, Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons. With walk-in, same-day orthopedic care, you won't have to wait for the treatment you need. And to better serve our community, we've extended our walk-in clinic hours, 1 to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday and 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays. Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons.
Need a break from everything? Escape to a place where anything is possible and the fun never stops. At Silver Reef Casino Resort, you'll discover world-class dining, championship caliber golf, a full sports book and bar, over 1,000 top-rated slots and table games, and so much more. Come join the fun and see why we've been consistently rated one of the region's top destinations. Visit silverreefcasino.com to book your stay and discover all the exciting events and promotions we have in store for you. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5, exit 260.
At Judd & Black, great value comes with expert assistance. We're your hometown appliance store, where you can expect top-notch service and a wide selection of quality brands.
When you walk into a Judd & Black showroom, you can expect to see a very friendly face that's ready to help and figure out what you need.
Enjoy a shopping experience big box stores can't offer. Talk to an appliance expert at your hometown appliance store for over 85 years. Judd & Black.
What's up, Bells fans? Dr. Amar here from Everstrong Therapy, the sports and performance physical therapists and rehab professionals right here in Bellingham. We are so proud to continue being the official training and rehab partner of the Bellingham Bells, making sure our boys are safe and moving their best throughout the season. So remember, when you're ready to rehab like a professional athlete, come see us at Everstrong and we'll see you soon. Thanks so much, stay Everstrong, and go Bells.
Bummer. This never happens at a convenient time, does it? It's always while you're hustling to meet a deadline or trying to enjoy the game. If only there were a way to outsource this and get back to what you were doing. Well, as a matter of fact, there is. Team Technology is local and employee-owned, balancing ease of access with security and compliance for the cloud and on-premise systems of small and large businesses alike. Connect with Team Technology and see how technology is easier with a team.
Washington homeowners are saving thousands of dollars on their energy bill by upgrading their home. And the best part is, CNGC is giving back even more money when you switch to a more efficient alternative. So you can enjoy increased property value, a higher quality of life with better appliances, and greater comfort for your family. Scan this QR code or go to cngc.com and save money on your energy bill.
We are ready to go for game 2 of 3 between the Port Angeles Lefties and your Bellingham Bells, as we are here with another edition of West Coast League Baseball on a beautiful day in Bellingham, 79 and sunny. Let's look at the starting lineups. First, the visiting Lefties coming up to bat here in the first inning. Leading off things will be the second baseman Will Feltus in just his second career game as a lefty, followed by Tommy Markey, the former All-Star, starting in center field. Caden Young bats third and gets a start in left, with Ethan Wood cleaning up in the DH spot. Carter Enoch is the catcher behind him. Jordan Daniels, the first baseman, bats seventh. Sam Matosic in right field he's batting seventh, sorry. Madden Akko, the third baseman behind him. And then George Smith finishing off the lefties lineup. It is going to be Cole Laubach going for the Bellingham Bells on the mound, a freshman out of UC Santa Barbara. Takes the ball on the hill for Bellingham, looking for a series win and looking for another series victory. The Bells have only lost one series so far, which came here at home against the Wenatchee Apple Sox, and it's maybe the series that could go down to burn us. We're tied 16-6 for the top record in the North Division with that record against the Apple Sox, where they're tied. And if we end up tying with them, the Apple Sox are going to beat us out for that early playoff spot because they have the head-to-head tiebreaker on us. But Bellingham, just win, baby. That's all we got to do. Cole Laubach, the UC Santa Barbara freshman, trying to help us do just that. He has already appeared once as a Bellingham Bell, a 2-inning relief appearance in his debut. He ended up picking up the win in an 8-2 victory over the Kamloops North Paws. Did not allow a run. So the right-hander takes over in these new Bellingham Bells uniforms for Native Heritage Night. They look good. You know, they got gray caps, the white bottoms, the navy blue tops, white numbers. And they're good for a night. And I'm not sure if we're going to wear them for the rest of the season. We already have plenty of jersey options with the baby blues, the grays, the whites, and the pinstripes. But for one night, see if we can perform in these ones. Cole Laubach usually wearing the number 7, but with these jerseys being new, there is some mix-ups with jersey numbers as far as just fitting these guys. So Laubach going to wear the number 35, and the right-hander trying to settle in with it as he comes home with the first pitch of the ball game. And we are underway here on a Wednesday evening in Bellingham. Port Angeles, the sky blue tops with gray bottoms. Laubach gets a strike, and he's on the board for his first strike. A ball and a strike to the second baseman, and Will Feltus got the start at shortstop last night. A freshman out of Yakima Valley College. The right-hander's pitch is strike 2. Laubach just 2 appearances for the Guachos this year, an inning and 2/3 total. His debut year with UC Santa Barbara. His first start as a Bellingham Bell starts in a check swing strikeout. Moss the throw to first to secure Feltus' K and secure Cole Laubach his first out in the first inning. Good play by the catcher Dylan Moss behind the plate. Looking at the Bells' defense, it's Moss doing the catching. Tyler Peschke's at third, KG Hattori at short, Aspen Alexander at second, and Noah Cassie, the man at first. In the outfield, left field is Jaden Jackson. In center, it's Brandon Leone, and then in right, Bryce Johnson. Of course, Cole Laubach on the mound as the pitcher against Tommy Markey, returning lefty after an All-Star Game nod last summer. After not just that, though, he was the All-Star Game MVP, and after finishing up a sophomore season with Fordham University, he's back in Port Angeles for his second WCL summer. Batting from the left side after a foul ball with 1 out to him. Hits this in play, but then the second hop goes foul. So 0-2 against Tommy Markey to start his at-bat. Already 1K to Cole Lobach's stat line. He only had one strikeout across the 2 frames in his debut against Kamloops last week. Has retired the first batter he's faced via the strikeout. Now the right-hander in an 0-2. Tried to frame it on the outside but missed low, and it's ball 1. Lobach, for the season, 1 hit allowed through those first 2 debut innings against the North Paws. Faced 7 batters and only gave up the lone hit. Had that lone strikeout as well that we mentioned. 1-2, and he gets him looking. Back-to-back strikeouts for Cole Lobach, and he has started this game with perfection. He'll face Caden Young as Lobach looks for maybe a strikeout of the side as he faces the Lefties left fielder. Another Fordham University player. Young was the catcher in yesterday's game. Had 2 doubles, going 2 of 3. This guy's the first one to the right side. It's Aspen Alexander, the second baseman, being called off by Bryce Johnson, who comes in to nab the third out. And it's a 1-2-3 inning toss by Cole Lobach. And we go to the bottom of the first. Bell's looking to pick up where they left off in last night's offensive explosion.
Have you had a fall, sprain, or break? Skip the emergency room and go straight to the experts, Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons. With walk-in, same-day orthopedic care, you won't have to wait for the treatment you need. And to better serve our community, we've extended our walk-in clinic hours, 1 to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday and 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays. Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons.
Back in Bellingham for the bottom of the first inning here at Joe Martin Field as the Bellingham Bells get to work on offense for the first time in this game, facing off against Seamus Gallagher for the Lefties, who will toss as a right-handed pitcher facing the Bells lineup that is led off by Jaden Jackson. Batting second for Bellingham will be the center fielder Brandon Leon. It's Jake Lau doing the DH in the 3 spot, Noah Cassie cleaning up at first behind him. Bryce Johnson bats 5th with Tyler Peschke at 3rd, trailing him. In the 7th spot is Aspen Alexander, the second baseman, followed by the catcher Dylan Moss, and then finishing the lineup is KG Hattori. With a starter out of the Port Angeles Lefties bullpen, it's going to be a redshirt sophomore from Olympic College. Seamus Gallagher pitched 33 collegiate innings this year, held a 6.27 ERA, and he'll have to face one of the best hitters, if not the best hitter, in the West Coast League right now. Jaden Jackson, since he debuted, you could argue that he has been the best the best batter for the Bellingham Bells, obviously, and he definitely has been one of the best players in the WCL since his debut, which was just about a week ago against the Port Angeles Lefties. He debuted in the game 2 of 3 back on Wednesday the 17th in Port Angeles. He'll get things started for Bellingham. Seamus Gallagher, the right-hander, to face the lefty batting left fielder. First pitch is low and wild to Jackson for ball 1. Gallagher, 16 relief appearances for Olympic College this sophomore season. Came after redshirting in 2025. Gallagher making his second start for the Lefties, 4th overall appearance. Jane Jackson taking an inside fastball for ball 2. A total of 8 1/3 innings for Gallagher on the year. He's been rocked for a ERA that's just under 13. Jackson checks swing. That goes foul, slicing left away from the third baseman, Akko. For the Lefties, their defense, the third baseman, Matt Anako, the shortstop, George Smith, the second baseman, Will Feltus, and the first baseman Jordan Daniels. And left it's Caden Young, center it's Tommy Markey, right field Sam Matosic. Pitch into Jackson, taken wide. Leadoff man ahead in the count, 3-1. Three balls and a strike on Jackson. Gallagher will step off the rubber and reset. Gallagher has surrendered 13 hits, 5 walks, and 1 hit by pitch to allow his 12 runs, and he starts off his start with a leadoff walk to Jaden Jackson.
Next up for the Bells from UCLA, center fielder number 23, Brandon Leone.
Brandon Leone up for Bellingham, batted in the bottom of the order in his debut, but now the center fielder going to bat second. A sophomore from the College of the Desert headed to UCLA where he will team with Jaden Jackson on the Bruins squad. Throw over to first where Speedy Jackson gets back safe. Leone's first at-bat as a Bellingham Bell yesterday, a 2 RBI single for him. It's part of the 8-run inning for Bellingham. All 8 of those runs unearned against Aiden Venz, the starter who earned his second loss of the summer in last night's game. It was Adam J. out of the Bellingham Bells bullpen who basically lucked into a win as coming in to pitch with such a big lead. Leone skies this to right field, and it's Matosic retiring him for the first out in the bottom of the first inning. Jake Lau shifting down just a spot in the Bells lineup as the designated hitter in tonight's game will come to the plate with 1 out and runner on first. Lau, the sophomore out of Loyola Marymount University. So Seamus Gallagher has his first out and a pickoff to try and get his second to Jackson, but he's unsuccessful. Jackson is lead off of first. He's leaning back towards the bag. Lyle fouls away the first pitch. In play for Akko at third. He has the second out. So the third baseman, Akko, on a foul ball, puts away the second out. Now a chance for Gallagher to finish a scoreless first despite the leadoff walk. See if they decide to send Jaden Jackson in motion. 2 steals as a Bell. And Noah Cassie at the plate after his 3-home run night yesterday. 2 solo homers, 1 2-run homer. Absolutely destroyed the baseball, but with the wind blowing towards right field, a chance for a righty to pull one out of Joe Martin Field is going to take a big swing. Obviously, we saw some huge swings from Cassie in last night's game. The best of them, the third one. First 2 homers hit the netting, in the outfield, just past the wall. The third one bounced in the parking lot right out there. So he got all of it when he was trying to get that 3-run homer night, and that was a fun night. 4 homers total by Bellingham, 1 from Jaden Jackson, who's getting abused over there at first with some pickoff moves. Gallagher's trying to put him away for maybe the third out. Now have to face the dangerous Cassie with a runner on. Looks like he's going to retire Cassie, though, off the inside of his bat. It's flared into the infield, and Smith, the shortstop, has it for a scoreless first. So the Lefties start off this game a lot better than last night, and we go to the second. Scoreless through 1.
Need a break from everything? Escape to a place where anything is possible and the fun never stops. At Silver Reef Casino Resort, you'll discover world-class dining, championship caliber golf, a full sports book and bar, over 1,000 top-rated slots and table games, and so much more. Come join the fun and see why we've been consistently rated one of the region's top destinations. Visit silverreefcasino.com to book your stay and discover all the exciting events and promotions we have in store for you. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5, exit 260.
At Judd & Black, great value comes with expert assistance. We're your hometown appliance store, where you can expect top-notch service and a wide selection of quality brands.
When you walk into a Judd & Black showroom, you can expect to see a very friendly face that's ready to help and figure out what you need.
Enjoy a shopping experience big box stores can't offer. Talk to an appliance expert at your hometown appliance store for over 85 years. Judd & Black.
When pain or injury slows you down, Peace Health Orthopedics, Sports Medicine, Foot and Ankle, and Trauma Services are here to help. Our experienced orthopedic team cares for bones, joints, and muscles, offering personalized treatment and same-day appointments. From everyday aches to unexpected injuries and joint replacement, Peace Health helps you move better, feel stronger, and get back to your life. Learn more about Peace Health Orthopedics at peacehealth.org. That's peacehealth.org. We are in Bellingham, Washington for Game 2 of 3 between your Bells and the Port Angeles Lefties. Second overall series between these two North Division squads on the summer. The Bells had a sweep over the Lefties last week on the exact same days, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, taking a sweep out at Civic Field in Port Angeles. Now here at home, off to a scoreless first inning for both sides as Cole Laubach back onto the hill for your Bells. The right-hander picked up 2 strikeouts in a 1-2-3 first inning and will face the heart of the Lefties' order, led off by Ethan Wood, the designated hitter out of Regis University. First pitch into him is high and away for ball 1. Wood yesterday 1 for 3 at the plate, one of the 6 hits that the Lefties had in their 17-1 loss against Bellingham. Well, it was another blowout victory for the Bells over these Lefties. Took a 17-2 win to earn the sweep on Thursday of last week against Port Angeles. Wood swings through that pitch on the inside. One and two taken low, and Wood lays off to draw the count back to even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Laubach already 2 strikeouts to his name in the start. The right-hander's 2-2 is swung on and missed, and Laubach has another strikeout. Begins the second with a punch out of Ethan Wood. Will face Carter Enoch. Enoch was the DH in yesterday's game, but now will do the catching. He was 1 of 4 in the loss. Picked up a single of the 6 hits that the Lefties had. Swing and a miss from Carter Enoch, freshman from Saddleback College. Right-hander deals his 0-1. This one on a line out to left center field. Drops in the gap between Jackson and Leone. Heading into second is going to be Enoch as Jackson's throw goes straight to the bag where Alexander will have it, but it's well late, and Carter Enoch has a 1-out double for the first hit in the ball game. So a 1-out double puts the Lefties with a runner in scoring position, looking to take the lead early on the Bells after being stomped out last night. It would be great for Port Angeles to come out here today, get the first run of the game, and maybe try and build some confidence to try and even up this 3-game series. Jordan Daniels will look to help manufacture that first run as the first baseman is up, a sophomore from Citrus College, with a chance to drive in a run. The first pitch that he takes from Cole Laubach is strike 1. Daniels was the Lefties' leadoff man yesterday. Went 0 of 2 before being lifted for Matosic. Thought about going and maybe should have. It's strike 2 on the bottom shelf against the starting first baseman for the Lefties. Lefties had 3 doubles of their 6 hits yesterday. 2 of them from Caden Young, 1 from Tommy Markey. And a balk is called on Cole Laubach. So his name not Cole Laubach, but Cole Laubach. And he surrenders a balk. So now the runner just 90 feet away for these Lefties, as fouling it away is Daniels. A double and a block get the Lefties a runner at third with one out in the top of the second inning. Lawback's pitch, and it hits Daniels in the back. Had him 0-2 and hits the batter. Runners on the corners for the Lefties, and if there's anything good about maybe the hit by pitch, double play gets you out of the inning without a run scored. The Lefties yesterday hit into 3 different double plays, a 2-5-3, a 4-6-3, and a 6-4-3. Sam Matosic is up after being the bench option for Jordan Daniels in last night's game, and Matosic went 1 of 2 off the pine. Fastball at 92 from Lawback is ball 1 to the starting right fielder for Port Angeles in tonight's game. Fouled away from Matosic, and a sophomore from Centralia College up here. He's back with Port Angeles after playing 27 games with the Lefties last year. Swing and a miss from Matosic, and he's down 1-2. Wow, I could use one of those strikeouts here. He's got 3 already. Windy day here at the ballpark, even getting it up here in the press box, knocking around a scorecard. Ball and 2 strikes on the right fielder. Swing and a miss from Matosic, and he's down for the 4th K. Third of them swinging for Cole Lawback. There's 2 outs now in the second inning. Lawback a chance to get out of this frame without a run surrender, despite the double and the wild pit, or the block, excuse me. They got the runner to third. Matt Nocco, the third baseman, taking strike 1. Nocco out of Fordham University, like many of these lefties. Trying to deliver the game's first run with 2 outs for Port Angeles, with runners on the corners for the visitors. Lawback inside, nearly got Nocco this time. Already hit the batter Daniels, who's at first. So a ball and a strike after the miss inside. Hard-throwing right-hander with the fastball. That's off the inside of the bat of Nocco to get him down in the count. Ball and 2 strikes. Yesterday he was 0 of 3, struck out once. Bells as a staff had just 6 Ks against the Lefties in the 17-1 win yesterday. Cole Lawback has 4 so far, and we're not even finished through the first 2 innings. Runner going on the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Cole Lawback, 5 punch-outs through 2 innings. The right-hander shutting down the Lefties, and the offense looks to get going in the bottom of the second when we return at the Weeku Diamond here, live from Joe Martin Field. It's Bellingham Bells baseball in the West Coast League.
What's up, Bells fans? Dr. Mar here from Everstrong Therapy, the sports and performance physical therapists and rehab professionals right here in Bellingham. We are so proud to continue being the official training and rehab partner of the Bellingham Bells, making sure our boys are safe and moving their best throughout the season. So remember, when you're ready to rehab like a professional athlete, come see us at Everstrong, and we'll see you soon. Thanks so much, stay Everstrong, and go Bells.
Bummer. This never happens at a convenient time, does it? It's always while you're hustling to meet a deadline or trying to enjoy the game. If only there were a way to outsource this and get back to what you were doing. Well, as a matter of fact, there is. Team Technology is local and employee-owned, balancing ease of access with security and compliance for the cloud and on-premise systems of small and large businesses alike. Connect with Team Technology and see how technology is easier with a team.
Puget Sound Energy is thrilled to team up with the Bellingham Bells for Community Wednesdays this season. Every Wednesday home game at Joe Martin Field, PSC and the Bells will celebrate a featured Whatcom County nonprofit with a $2,000 donation. Come out to the ballpark to cheer on the Bells while supporting these amazing organizations that make our community stronger. Together, we're building a better Whatcom County. See you at the field. Go Bells. So, bottom of the second inning, and how about that? First two frames from Cole Lawback. 3 strikeouts in the second to leave runners on the corners for the Lefties, and Bellingham now looking to take the game's first lead. Bryce Johnson will do the leading off, the right fielder, followed by Tyler Peschke and Aspen Alexander. Bells had a leadoff walk from Jaden Jackson in the first inning, but then the next 3 batters retired from there. Now Bryce Johnson tries to get the ball in the right direction after the Bells' 17-1 win yesterday. The offense trying to get a little bit of what they had in yesterday's game. Just maybe a couple of those tonight would be great. We don't need 17, but enough to get us our maybe 9th straight win. It's 8 straight wins for Bellingham, and the offense hasn't been an issue. That's the case. They've been on fire. The offense is outscoring their opponents across this 8-game winning streak, 83 runs to 26, and that's part of the pitchers also holding those teams off the scoreboard, because when you average it out, it's about 3 runs allowed per game by the staff, but then the offense is scoring 10 runs a game over the 8-game win streak, basically, and it's over 10, actually, so it's been awesome. 11 wins of the last 12 games for the Bells. Bryce Johnson at the plate in a 2-1 count, taking a called strike, now even against the leadoff batter for Bellingham in the second. Seamus Gallagher, a scoreless first for Port Angeles, which is much better than yesterday, where they gave up 8 runs in the very first inning before the 17-1 loss. 2-2. Johnson lines it over Coach Regeer's head off the left side foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes on the right fielder. It is worth mentioning also on the 8-game winning streak that 4 of those 8 wins have come against Port Angeles, the 3 out at Civic Field when the Bells were on the road, and then now just the game yesterday at home. So half the wins of the win streak against these Lefties. Johnson's 2-2 is shot to right field. Matisic has the first out in the bottom of the second via a fly out to him and right.
Third baseman, number 22, Tyler Peschke.
Tyler Peschke, the third baseman, for his first at-bat in the game. Peschke yesterday picked up a pair of hits, scored a run. Incoming UCLA, left side of the infield player. We're seeing him at third after a start at shortstop. In last night's game, he was lifted midway in the game for KG Hattori, who pinch ran for him after one of his hits. Hattori went on to score a run as a result of his base knock. Now getting the start at the hot corner is Nate Johnson, headed to the bench for this game. Late strike 1 called on the breaking pitch to Peschke. A ball and a strike on the righty batter. Inside ball given to Peschke's favor against Seamus Gallagher. 4 straight Bells retired for the Lefties starting right-handed pitcher. After giving up that leadoff walk, has forced 4 straight flyouts in the outfield and the infield. This one on a line out to right field, but Matisic is going to have to turn and watch it bounce over his head, and it bounces up against the netting out in right field, so it'll be an automatic double to Peschke, and he's got Bellingham's first hit in the game. A 1-out double from Tyler Peschke, and deja vu to the top half of this second when Enoch doubled with 1 out. The Lefties couldn't get their double into score. We'll see if Bellingham can get on the scoreboard. They'll need some help from Aspen Alexander, who has been playing well over the last couple of weeks. His recent surge started out Port Angeles last week, and it's continued through the series against Kamloops. Continued last night. He was 3 of 4 at the plate with 3 RBI and 2 runs scored. The GCU middle infielder / even outfielder for Bellingham has become a solid everyday player. And today we're in the number 33 instead of his usual number 2. Bells have the unique jerseys on today in honor of Native Heritage Night. Alexander ahead in the count 1-0 after a miss wide. Peschke at second base with a lead. Foul ball from Alexander for strike one. Two indigenous neighbors here in Bellingham, Washington, the Lummi Nation and Nooksack tribe. Special jerseys, special hats to honor Native Heritage Night. They're giving away stickers at the door. Alexander 2-1 at the count for the second baseman. Did not play this collegiate year. Nearly an everyday player for Bellingham, though, in the summer. It's because of his utility. He's played shortstop. He's played second base. Played center field. Played the corner outfield. He's a plug-and-play guy, and Alexander taking his second strike at the plate. Look to catch some action here in a 2-2 count with a double from Peschke. Bell's trying to keep the pressure on the lefties after the big 17-1 win yesterday. Early runs be the key to doing that. 2-2, breaking pitch. Alexander all over it, but it's off of Akko's glove at third. Does knock it down from getting into the corner. Alexander trying for two, and he's tagged out. I don't know what happened on the base paths there. Alexander trying to steal second base on a obvious single. Maybe got the wrong sign from the first base coach, Riley Parker. Alexander's now the second out, and it's a big out because instead of having runners on the corners and a sacrifice fly getting you on the scoreboard, now Dylan Moss has to deliver a hit. Does rule in as a single, but then it's a 5-4 put out for the second out in the frame. And now Peschke at third. And Dylan Moss at the plate. Moss yesterday, despite not having a hit, the really productive plate appearances for him. Hit into an error in the first inning, and he hits this into left field. So he'll get the job done with two outs. Now he's thinking for two as a relay throw comes into second before Moss slides in for his RBI double that gets the Bells a 1-0 lead here in the second. 3 straight knocks for Bellingham, 2 of them doubles, and it's 1-0 after Peschke scores. So what I was going to say about Dylan Moss yesterday, had the 2 errors on a couple of his balls put in play. The error in the first scored 2 runs, and he doesn't get the RBI for that, but it still helped produce 2 runs, and then it went on to produce even more runs because you had the 6 more that scored after that. Right now the Lefties have Coach Donald Bray out there in the dugout ready to high-five the starter, as it looks like he's going to be pulled here, giving up some contact in the second. So the Lefties go to their bullpen. And while they get that new reliever out, we'll step away. Runner at second for Bellingham. 1 run in the bottom of the second, and a 1-0 lead for Bellingham here on this Wednesday evening at the Joe.
Washington homeowners are saving thousands of dollars on their energy bill by upgrading their home. And the best part is, CNGC is giving back even more money when you switch to a more efficient alternative. So you can enjoy increased property value, a higher quality of life with better appliances, and greater comfort for your family. Scan this QR code or go to cngc.com and save money on your energy bill.
Choose cooperative. Choose community. Bank with Local Industrial Credit Union. Proud Sunday savings sponsor of the Bellingham Bells. If you live, work, or attend school in Washington, you can join a credit union that puts people first. Local decisions, personalized service, and a real commitment to our community. Learn more at industrialcu.com. Federally insured by the NCUA. The Port Angeles Lefties into their bullpen early in this game. Not even the first time through for Seamus Gallagher, as he's pulled after 3 straight knocks in the second inning against him. And it's going to be the catcher two-way player for the Lefties, getting some work on the bump out of Citrus College. It's Garrett Patterson, just wrapped up a sophomore season with Citrus. And so far on the summer for the Lefties, 5 innings tossed for him and only 1 run allowed. It was an unearned run as well, so his ERA at a 0 through 5 frames. This will be his 3rd appearance on the mound for Port Angeles. Has given up 4 hits and 2 walks, but with 7 Ks, Garrett Patterson trying to come in and pick up the final out in the second. After a Tyler Peschke double and Aspen Alexander single, it was Dylan Moss driving in the game's first run with his RBI double to left field. Now KG Hattori, the bottom of the order, already facing a new arm, Garrett Patterson. As Gallagher, the starter, couldn't even get the first time through the order before being exited. Hattori slicing a pitch foul off the left side. Strike 1 on him. Hattori, an incoming Cal Poly freshman from Redondo Union High School. High school senior here getting some reps. The West Coast League, a collegiate baseball league for all levels of players heading into college, or even if you're in your 4th or 5th year. We see it all here in the WCL. Hattori lining this to center field. Markey in and can't get it on a hop. Moss is going to come in to score and double the lead on Hattori's RBI knock to center. And it's now 2-0 Bellingham in the second inning, just like that. Flips things over to Jaden Jackson. That run will be credited against Seamus Gallagher, the starter, so his line is final now with an inning and a third pitch for the starting right-hander. He surrendered 1 walk and 3 hits for 2 earned runs. Jaden Jackson after a leadoff walk to begin the bottom of the first inning for his second plate appearance with Hattori at first. Breaking pitch to Jackson, low in the dirt. Ball 1 on him. Patterson this collegiate season, 39 innings pitched with Citrus College, and he was shut down. A 185 ERA for the two-way catcher. What's been the difference in his WCL success so far in 5 innings with Port Angeles is the strikeouts. He has 7 strikeouts in 5 innings for Port Angeles, but with Citrus College this year, just 21 strikeouts in 39 innings. After a pickoff throw to first base where Jackson's at, where Hattori's at. He throws to Jackson for ball 2 low. Jackson at the plate ahead in the count, 2-0. The lead in the ballgame now 2-0 after RBI from Moss and Hattori as another throw goes over to Hattori at first. Daniels, the first baseman, holding the runner back there. Unlimited pickoff tries in the West Coast League. It's not like the big leagues. There is the pitch clock, but WCL has not implemented a disengagement ruling. Jackson and a foul ball for strike 1. Patterson had 4 starts and 7 relief appearances with Citrus College this year. Collected a 5-1 record in that time. Behind the count, 2-1 on the Bell's leadoff man, Jaden Jackson. The left fielder with 2 outs taking a pitch wide, and now 3-1. 5-pitch walk for Jackson in the first inning, and close to getting that same result. It's 3-1 on Jackson. Patterson is second batter faced in relief. Pickoff throw to Hattori at first, and once again, the runner safe. So 3-1 after that move to first. 4 hits in the inning for Bellingham to make 2 runs the lead. This into Jackson is popped up to right field. Should be easy for Matisic, and he will nab the third out. But 2 runs come in for the Bells, and it's 2-0 after 2, heading into the third. Here live from Bellingham, it's Wednesday night baseball in the West Coast League.
Have you had a fall, sprain, or break? Skip the emergency room and go straight to the experts, Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons. With walk-in, same-day orthopedic care, you won't have to wait for the treatment you need. And to better serve our community, we've extended our walk-in clinic hours, 1 to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday and 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays. Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons.
Puget Sound Energy is thrilled to team up with the Bellingham Bells for Community Wednesdays this season. Every Wednesday home game at Joe Martin Field, PSC and the Bells will celebrate a featured Whatcom County nonprofit with a $2,000 donation. Come out to the ballpark to cheer on the Bells while supporting these amazing organizations that make our community stronger. Together, we're building a better Whatcom County. See you at the field. Go Bells. Third inning in Bellingham, second game of 3 between the Port Angeles Lefties and your Bellingham Bells. A 2-0 lead for the home team after a 2-run bottom of the second inning, and now Cole Laubach has himself some run cushion in this start. The right-hander, though, has been dominant. You mentioned the strikeout total? Yeah. He's allowed just one hit, and he has 5 strikeouts. He's only gotten 6 outs, and he's got 5 Ks the first time through, and now he's facing the shortstop, George Smith, bottom of the order hitter for the Lefties, and it's back to the top for this third. Smith attacking the first pitch, a blooping base hit out to left. Smith going to try for 2 as Jackson, the outfielder's throw into second, is just off line. And it'll be a leadoff double for George Smith just like that. So the 2 hits against Laubach have both gone for extra bases with a pair of doubles. This time a leadoff double to George Smith in the third. And the tying run for Port Angeles will come to the plate in the form of Will Feltus. Feltus struck out swinging to start this game. Fed all the great fans here at Joe Martin Field as he's the leadoff man, a.k.a. the Dairy Queen burger batter here at Joe Martin Field. If you attend a game in person and the opposing team's leadoff batter strikes out, you get a free burger from DQ. We have a ton of promotions like that. There's a promotion for if the Bells get a double, if they get a double play, if the pitching staff has 7 strikeouts, and I mean, Laubach might get that himself with 7 Ks, but this is blooped out to left, and Smith is held at third. A pair of knocks to start the third inning against Laubach, and now the Lefties threatening after the 2-run inning by Bellingham. It'll be runners on the corners for Port Angeles to start the third with no outs. Tommy Markey, after a strikeout looking, will be up for the second time, and this is a guy that could damage you. A .302 average in 41 games with the Lefties last year, a West Coast League All-Star. Hit just .235 with Fordham this year. Laubach hunting his first out as there's ball 1 to Markey. Corner of the Bells infield playing in, but the back is playing straight up to try and get a double play. Double play would score a run and get Port Angeles on the scoreboard a lot earlier than they did last night. Laubach missing wide for 2 misses to Markey. Yesterday, the Lefties didn't score until the 8th inning in the 17-1 loss. Down 2-0 in the top of the third, they have 2 base runners on. Go-ahead run and Tommy Markey at the plate. 2-0 bounces away from Moss, and Smith, the runner, coming home from third to score. The Lefties are on the scoreboard on a wild pitch. And with no outs, Port Angeles will have a runner at second. Will Feltus moving up on that wild pitch as well. So now 3-0 against Markey. Runner on second, no outs in third. Cole Laubach trying to keep things in check after being gifted the 2-0 lead. The right-handed starter had 2 scoreless frames up to this point. That's a miss to Markey. Ball 4. 4-pitch walk to the center fielder. A pair of hits and a free pass have a run in for Port Angeles, and now runners at first and second. And Dylan Moss will come out to the mound. Like a look to the Bells dugout, but no move from Jim Clem or Alan Regier. Bells pitching coach and head coach. Ahead of Caden Young's at bat, forced Caden Young to fly out to right. So Laubach will try and gain the first out in the inning against him. Had only surrendered the double through the first 2 innings, also hit a batter, but no runs across for the lefties through the first 2 innings, and Laubach was untouchable with the 5 strikeouts that he had, but now the righty with some adversity, and we'll see how the young right-hander handles it here in the 3rd inning. Trying to hold now to a 1-run lead after surrendering his first run of the game. First pitch to Young is a low strike. Young had 25 RBI with Fordham this year in 28 starts. Played in a total of 39 games. 0-1 to the left fielder, bounced. Runners thought about going, but back to second goes Feltus, and Markey still at first. So 1-1 now against Caden Young. Returning to the WCL after 28 games playing for Springfield last season. Ball and a strike. Laubach's pitch. Out to left field for Jaden Jackson, who's back to his left to make the grab, and that's the first out. Base runners stay where they are. It'll be 1 out with runners at first and second for Port Angeles. Ethan Wood, the designated hitter, to the plate with 1 run in and 1 out. 2 runners on for Port Angeles. Tying run in scoring position at second with Will Feltus. Wood struck out swinging when he led off the 2nd inning against Laubach. Laubach missing low for his first pitch of this at-bat. Cole Laubach initially out of Valley Christian High School before joining UC Santa Barbara this year. In his prep career, tossed the first perfect game in school history on May 3rd, 2024. A historic moment for the right-hander and a historic moment for Valley Christian High School. Weak chopper back to him. A good snare by the pitcher. No chance for 2 on that play, so just an underhand toss to Cassie for the 2nd out. A productive get-him-over out from Wood that puts runners at 2nd and 3rd with Feltus, the tie-in run, now 90 feet away. And Enoch in the 3rd inning will try and deliver that run with 2 outs. Laubach, as a junior, was the West Catholic Athletic League Pitcher of the Year. That season had an .097 ERA. Also had a 144 as a senior and a 142 as a sophomore. The fastball that can touch the 90s, also helping him get to Division I early in his career. Despite being just the number 84 right-handed pitcher in the 2024 class, according to Perfect Game. Swing and a miss from Enoch. He's down 0-2 with 2 outs. Laubach trying to hold the lefties to just 1 in the 3rd. Bells lead it 2-1 in the top of the 3rd. Both teams have scored in their last half frames. 1 across for the lefties in this after a wild pitch scored George Smith following his double. And a single from Feltus that moved him to 3rd. Enoch had the double in the 2nd as the first hit for Port Angeles, but down in the count 0-2. Swing and a miss. Laubach has his 6th punch out, but through 3 innings, 1 run surrendered, and it's a 2-1 lead for Bellingham. 2 runners left on base, and Laubach and the Bells escape potentially a big inning by Port Angeles to hold on to a lead when we go to the bottom of the 3rd.
Need a break from everything? Escape to a place where anything is possible and the fun never stops. At Silver Reef Casino Resort, you'll discover world-class dining, championship caliber golf, a full sports book and bar, over 1,000 top-rated slots and table games, and so much more. Come join the fun and see why we've been consistently rated one of the region's top destinations. Visit silverreefcasino.com to book your stay and discover all the exciting events and promotions we have in store for you. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5, exit 260.
At Judd & Black, great value comes with expert assistance. We're your hometown appliance store, where you can expect top-notch service and a wide selection of quality brands.
When you walk into a Judd & Black showroom, you can expect to see a very friendly face that's ready to help and figure out what you need.
Enjoy a shopping experience big box stores can't offer. Talk to an appliance expert at your hometown appliance store for over 85 years. Judd & Black.
When pain or injury slows you down, Peace Health Orthopedics, Sports Medicine, Foot and Ankle, and Trauma Services are here to help. Our experienced orthopedic team cares for bones, joints, and muscles, offering personalized treatment and same-day appointments. From everyday aches to unexpected injuries and joint replacement, Peace Health helps you move better, feel stronger, and get back to your life. Learn more about Peace Health Orthopedics at peacehealth.org. That's peacehealth.org. Bottom of the third inning, and leading off for your Bellingham Bells will be the center fielder, Brandon Leone. It's a 2-1 lead for the home team over the visiting Port Angeles Lefties here in Game 2 of 3 between two West Coast League North Division squads that sit on opposite sides of the standings. The Lefties among the worst record in the North at 5-17 in this game, and the Bells entering at 16-6, tied for first place along with the Wenatchee Apple Sox. 17-1 win yesterday for Bellingham, 2-1 their lead in the bottom of the third, with Leone, after a flyout to right, getting the first at-bat in the third inning, attacking the first pitch and lining it out to right field. Matisic back to the track to make the catch on the line out in right field, and that's the first out. Matisic has been busy, 4 putouts in right field for him already through this game. There's only been 7 outs recorded, more than half out to right. Jake Lyle with 1 out, popped up to the third baseman Akko on a foul ball out. Now the catcher usually doing the DHing, with Dylan Moss doing the catching. Him and Lyle have been splitting time behind the dish, and with how hot the bat has been for those guys, and then also Noah Cassie at first, it's been hard to squeeze Matt Churchill into the lineup. We saw him off the bench yesterday. The Puget Sound catcher is also having a good season, so it's always a good thing when you have too much talent on your roster. Lyle at the plate, taking what's called a strike against him. 1 ball and a strike. Bells entered this series hitting .275 as a team. It was second in the West Coast League. Yesterday had 15 hits in their 41 plate appearances. Tonight they've already got 4 knocks in the game and a 2-1 lead on the scoreboard for now. Looking to take advantage of a Port Angeles pitching staff that has struggled in this, not just in this series, but throughout the season. Yesterday, 8 of the 17 runs were earned. Of course, you had the 8 unearned runs in the first inning following a 2-out error that extended that frame. Two and two the count on Jake Lyle, as the designated hitter facing off against Garrett Patterson for the first time, and sprays one out to right field the opposite way. We've seen that swing from Jake Lyle so many times this year. And once again, that opposite field ability hits a gap, and it's his first hit in the game, a single with 1 out in the bottom of the third. For Noah Cassie, the 3-home run man yesterday, he has now got 5 bombs on the year. And that comes after hitting just 1 last year. Only hit 1 this year with Texas A&M Corpus Christi, but only got the 53 at-bats for the Islanders. After his big night, Cassie's season stats, a .358 average with 5 homers, 17 RBI, 15 runs scored. Foul ball on the first pitch to Cassie. Hit 2 of his 3 homers, the first 2 of them breaking pitches that were hung. Attacked a high fastball for his third. Enoch behind the plate, blocking that pitch from going wild and getting Jake Lyle into scoring position, who's at first after his 1-out single. Bottom 3, Bells trying to add to a 2-1 lead with Noah Cassie, the first baseman, at the plate. Wearing the number 8 in these Native Heritage uniforms. Pickoff throw goes to Lyle at first. No tag applied from Daniels, as Lyle dove back head first safely. Patterson in relief came in and faced 2 batters in the second inning, giving up a hit for an RBI, and then also retiring Jaden Jackson via a flyout to right. Now his first full clean inning of work. Surrendered his second hit so far in relief after relieving the starter, Seamus Gallagher, in the second inning. 2-1 to Cassie, missing inside. 3 balls and a strike. Cassie heading into his final year of eligibility after a junior season with Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Three and one pickoff move again to first base. With one out, Patterson set for the pitch. And will come home. Cassie takes it low, and a 5-pitch walk to the Bell's first baseman makes it runners at first and second. Via a hit and a walk for Bellingham in the third. Bryce Johnson trying to get runs across in the home side of the third inning, as the Lefties did in the top half of this frame. Their first of the ball game after George Smith scored on a wild pitch following his double, and a single that got him the third. Bryce Johnson, the senior from Lewis and Clark State College, trying to get his bat hot here with one out. Chops it right back to the pitcher, Patterson. What a glove. The throw to second and Feltis, and over to first, where Daniels finishes the double play. 1-4-3, down go the Bells in the third, and it's 2-1 heading into the fourth inning in Bellingham.
What's up, Bells fans? Dr. Mar here from Everstrong Therapy, the sports and performance physical therapists and rehab professionals right here in Bellingham. We are so proud to continue being the official training and rehab partner of the Bellingham Bells, making sure our boys are safe and moving their best throughout the season. So remember, when you're ready to rehab like a professional athlete, come see us at Everstrong, and we'll see you soon. Thanks so much, stay Everstrong, and go Bells.
Bummer. This never happens at a convenient time, does it? It's always while you're hustling to meet a deadline or trying to enjoy the game. If only there were a way to outsource this and get back to what you were doing. Well, as a matter of fact, there is. Team Technology is local and employee-owned, balancing ease of access with security and compliance for the cloud and on-premise systems of small and large businesses alike. Connect with Team Technology and see how technology is easier with a team.
Fourth inning and a 2-1 lead for Bellingham over the Port Angeles Lefties. We're live here at Joe Martin Field on the Bells Radio Network, and I'm Zen Hill. Thanks for joining us for another edition of West Coast League Baseball here at home. And the Bells have a new pitcher going to the mound after Cole Laubach's start of 3 innings. Jordan Chancellor will come in relief as the hard-throwing right-hander out of Utah Valley relieves Cole Laubach, who finishes 3 one-run innings. He gave up the lone run in the third inning as he finished his outing with 3 hits allowed, 1 walk issued, 1 hit by pitch, but most importantly, 6 strikeouts for the right-hander. And Jordan Chancellor, not a guy that throws any lighter than we saw from the starter Laubach. Chancellor, possibly the fastest fastball that we have on the team. The redshirt freshman from Utah Valley ready to go for the fourth inning here in relief. Trying to hold on to this 1-run lead. He'll face 6, 7, and 8 of the Lefties lineup as Daniels would do the leading off. Daniels was hit by a pitch in an 0-2 count in the second inning. Was left on base in that frame. Jordan Chancellor, the right-hander, for his first pitch in relief. It's a 90-mile-an-hour fastball that missed high for ball 1. On the season, Chancellor 5 1/3 innings pitched, but has been roughed up in that time. An ERA north of 10 as he has allowed 6 runs on 4 hits, 3 walks, and 2 hit by pitches. 1-0 to Daniels is 91 and dropped out of the glove of Moss for a ball. This is Chancellor's 5th appearance of the summer. It's been mainly just 1 inning of work when he comes out. (2-0) from Chancellor. Fastball low and outside for ball 3. Fastball not seeming to have the same juice from Chancellor as it has had sometimes here at home. I remember back when he made his first appearance on the mound against the Wenatchee Apple Sox on June 2nd. Came out throwing 94. Chancellor takes another ball to Daniels, and Daniels will take it for a 4-pitch walk. So a runner at first, the tying run just like that for the Lefties against the first batter Chancellor faces in relief. Matisic now up after striking out swinging in the second. Swing and miss from Matisic for strike one. Bells with 6 punch-outs from the starter, Cole Laubach. 2/3 of the outs through the first 3 innings via the K to the Lefties. Chancellor, a glance back at first where Daniels is after the 4-pitch leadoff walk. Matisic taking a pair of strikes to go down 0-2. 5 strikeouts for Chancellor and 5 1/3 with Bellingham this summer. Pickoff throw to first, gets away and out into foul ground where now Daniels will take a free bag at second. Bryce Johnson, the right fielder, just off the right of your screen, having to get to that one. And the error on Chancellor now burns a free base for the Lefties. So now the tying run into scoring position and a 2-1 lead for the Bellingham Bells. Matisic still behind 0-2 after the failed pickoff try. Daniels putting the helmet on as he gets his lead off of second base. Chancellor pitching an 0-2, but is called for a time violation as he was in his windup. So a pitch clock violation on Chancellor gives the first ball to Sam Matisic. No visual clock on the field, so we don't know when it's going to be a violation, but pitchers are responsible for dealing in time, and then he plunks Matisic after the violation. Now walking a hit batter in the inning for Chancellor and runners at first and second. Matt Nako will be up after striking out in the second. Chancellor this year with Utah Valley appeared in 6 games, one of those as an opener. Just 5 2/3 innings pitched after redshirting his 2025 season at Utah Valley. Finished the collegiate year with a .953 ERA. So far, his struggles have carried over into his summer with Bellingham. We've seen Chancellor come out, though, and be dominant. You know, the first 2 appearances for him on the season, he tossed a total of 3 2/3 innings scoreless against Kelowna and Wenatchee, but then his last 2 out, he's given up 6 runs in an inning and 2/3. That's only coming on 4 hits. It's been the other things that he has struggled with, as Akko foul tips the first pitch for a strike. 90-mile-an-hour fastball from Chancellor. No 1 from Chancellor. Ball 1 low to the third baseman of Port Angeles, who with 1 swing could tie this game. A tying run at second. Go-ahead run for the Lefties at first early in the 4th inning with no outs. Lefties over the last 3 frames, consistent traffic on the base paths, just 1 run to show for it. Chancellor's 1-0. Weekly hit straight to Hattori. They've got him doubled up off of second base. And Daniels caught in between second and third on that liner to the shortstop. And that's a double play all by Hattori for the first 2 outs, and that is huge. And we're just talking about some of the unlucky things that have happened to the Lefties even back to yesterday's game. It just continues on. Another double play hit into by Port Angeles, and now 2 outs, and the tying run represented at first base for George Smith, who doubled against Laback in the 3rd inning, one of the 3 hits that Port Angeles has. 2 of the 3 hits have gone for extra bases, with the double from Smith and a double from Enoch. So Jordan Chancellor, after missing ball 1 low, only has Matisic now on the base paths. Runner going on the pitch. Moss's throw to second is not in time, and it's a steal of the bag for the right fielder. Move up into scoring position. So Moss and Chancellor allowing the stolen base. It's a 2-0 count after another miss as well to George Smith. Smith, the only lefty to touch home after advancing home in a wild pitch from Laback in the 3rd. (2-0) fouled away towards the Bells dugout for strike 1. Getting our first look at George Smith in the series between the Lefties and Bells here at home. A sophomore from Regis University this year that played in 49 games. Hit .313 in that time with Regis. Had a total of 37 runs driven in. He's trying to drive in the tying run for the Lefties with 2 outs in the 4th as they trail at 2-1 against the Bells. Sits on a pitch low from Chancellor, the fastball down there for ball 3. Smith, best known for his glove on defense, was the best defensive shortstop in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, earning a gold glove as Chancellor is called for a balk. So a pitch clock violation, an error, and a hit by pitch. A balk in the inning for Chancellor. It's the second balk that has been called on the Bells pitching staff in this game. Laback was tagged for 1 in the 2nd. Jim Clem wants some clarification maybe, or maybe wants to just talk with Jordan Chancellor. So 3-1 the count, and it will be a conversation from Clem on the mound with his infield. Three balls and a strike on the bottom of the order. Smith hitter before Feltus, who already has a hit in the game, is due up. Tying run at 3rd. Go-ahead run at the plate for Port Angeles, causing the mound visit after it's been an awkward start to the relief outing for Chancellor in the 4th. The leadoff walk, the hit by pitch, an error on himself, a pitch clock violation, a balk, a steal allowed. Luckily, the double play from Hattori on the lineout has helped Bellingham keep this game in control as far as having a chance to hold on to that 2-1 lead. Now just needing that one force out at first base. Don't even have to worry about the runner Matisic at 3rd unless it's another wild pitch situation where the Lefties scored their first run of the game on a wild pitch. It was Smith, the man batting, who scored. Now he's trying to drive in a run. 3-1. Fouls away the 91-mile-an-hour fastball for a full count. Now a pitch away for Chancellor of keeping the Lefties off the scoreboard in the 4th inning and holding on to the 1-run lead. The 3-2. Outside for ball 4. Runners on the corners for the Lefties as the lineup turns over for the 3rd time. And Feltus in the top of the order will bat. Will Feltus, a .341 average with the Yakima Valley College this year, a total of 40 games spent with the Yakima Valley. Was more of the leadoff type man with that team. 36 runs on his 46 hits. Wasn't necessarily cleaning up the bases with just 17 RBI on those 46 knocks. But he's got runners on the corners and 2 outs and a chance to tie the game. First pitch is low to him for ball 1. Feltis with his single in the third helped score the first run of the game. It moved George Smith up to third and then allowed Smith to score on the wild pitch from the starter Lawback. Now it's the reliever Jordan Chancellor, first man out of the pen for Bellingham. Fouled away from Feltis for strike one.
Whoa, don't let your plumbing go foul. Call Baron Plumbing today to schedule your service.
2 walks and hit by pitch surrendered for Jordan Chancellor in relief. Hunting just one more out after the help of a double play to shortstop where Keiji Hattori had a line-out double play. Foul ball is strike 2 on Feltis. The 1-2 the count. Runners on the corners for Port Angeles. 2-1 the lead for Bellingham. Chancellor just trying to escape. Here's the 1-2. Just upstairs and an even count. 2 balls, 2 strikes on the lefty second baseman. Feltis yesterday got his first start with Port Angeles, went 0 of 3, drew 2 walks and had 1 strikeout. Had a costly error in the first inning that went on to allow the next 8 runs to score for the Bells. Now in a 2-2, he takes ball 3 and a full count. The 91-mile-an-hour fastball high and away from the lefty batting Feltis. Runner at first, we get a head start. Smith with a full count and only 2 outs. Runner at third for the Lefties. A payoff pitch from Chancellor way wide, and it's another walk. The base is loaded for Port Angeles in the inning with the help of 2 walks and a hit by pitch representing the base runners, and that's going to pull the rug under Jordan Chancellor. So he'll exit after loading the bases with 2 outs. The man out of the pen will try and clean this mess up.
Washington homeowners are saving thousands of dollars on their energy bill by upgrading their home. And the best part is, CNGC is giving back even more money when you switch to a more efficient alternative. So you can enjoy increased property value, a higher quality of life with better appliances, and greater comfort for your family. Scan this QR code or go to cngc.com and save money on your energy bill.
Choose cooperative. Choose community. Bank with local industrial credit union. Proud Sunday savings sponsor of the Bellingham Bells. If you live, work, or attend school in Washington, you can join a credit union that puts people first. Local decisions, personalized service, and a real commitment to our community. Learn more at industrialcu.com. Federally insured by the NCUA. Still to the top of the 4th inning, and Bellingham is forced to go to their bullpen again. It was Jordan Chancellor coming in for relief here in the 4th from Cole Lawback, and now Kenneth Johnson will take over with the bases loaded. The senior from Ottawa put in this spot, trying to keep a 1-run lead for Bellingham, 2-1 the lead. He only needs 1 out to go, but comes in after Jordan Chancellor can only get 2 outs in relief, allowing a hit by pitch and 3 walks. No runs yet against him. The help of a double play on a lucky line out at shortstop helped the Bells get the 2 outs in this 4th. And now Kenneth Johnson just searching for 1 more. Force hit every bag and plate here in the infield. But Tommy Markey, the West Coast League All-Star from 2025, has a chance to deliver a big swing here, which would be a big momentum swing for the Lefties. Trailing by 1, trying to come back after a knockdown loss yesterday, and Kenneth Johnson's first pitch to Markey is ball one. $17-1 the scoreline yesterday for the Lefties. A chance to get their first lead of the series off of Markey's bat with the bases loaded in the fourth. 2 outs. Breaking pitch dropped in for a strike from Johnson. Kenneth Johnson, the right-hander, on the bump for your Bellingham Bells. Coming in relief for his 6th appearance of the summer. 10 total innings pitched for the right-hander. Markey chases strike 2. The 86-mile-an-hour fastball gets by the center fielder. Johnson has surrendered 12 hits and 6 walks for 11 runs. Being called on in a big jam. Bases loaded, 2 outs, a 1-2 count. Just the 1-run lead he's trying to keep. Markey popped up to the infield. Hattori makes the play, and the bases are left loaded for Port Angeles. A huge out for Kenneth Johnson in relief as he strands them loaded. Comes up clutch, and we'll go to the bottom of the fourth. 2-1 the lead. You're listening to the Bells Radio Network here live from Joe Martin Field.
Have you had a fall, sprain, or break? Skip the emergency room and go straight to the experts, Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons. With walk-in, same-day orthopedic care, you won't have to wait for the treatment you need. And to better serve our community, we've extended our walk-in clinic hours, 1 to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday and 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays. Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons.
Bottom of the fourth inning, after a huge escape for the Bellingham Bells, the Port Angeles Lefties had the bases loaded when Kenneth Johnson came out for the final out in the inning, and he got it. KG Hattori, the shortstop, responsible for all 3 putouts in that fourth after having the double play on a liner to him that doubled up Daniels off of second base and then secured that infield pop-up to make it a scoreless fourth. So the Bells still leading the game 4-1 over the Port Angeles Lefties here at home. Now Tyler Peschke will do the leading off for Bellingham as the third baseman has a double of one of the 5 hits that the Bells have through 3.5. For the second time, Peschke now shoots it the opposite way. Daniels down to his knees at first base. Underhand's tossed to the covering pitcher Patterson at the bag, and Peschke down on just 1 pitch. A good stop at first base by Daniels. Now Aspen Alexander will bat with 1 out. The second baseman singled in the second as part of the 2-run inning for Bellingham. His single went on to help Tyler Peschke score a run on Moss's double. Alexander himself was out after having that 1 single because he tried to take an extra bag after getting his knock that deflected off of Akko at third base, and he was burned for it with the putout. Now for the second time, trying to add to his 1 hit. The thing is, you make that base running error, but box score is still going to show that he got a single. Alexander, a ball and a strike on him after the miss wide from Garrett Patterson. Relieving Seamus Gallagher, who basically served as an opener in this, an inning and a third before Patterson took over. Faced KG Hattori in the bottom of the second inning. So bottom of the order hitter is his first, so he's seeing all these guys for the first time still. Aspen Alexander, after taking a strike, down the count, ball and 2 strikes. Patterson set for a 1-2 after retiring the first batter. Alexander swings and misses for a strikeout. Patterson gets his first K. First Bellingham Bell to strike out in the game. It's been something the Bells do so well at the plate, is limiting the strikeouts. Yesterday, the Lefties were able to get to Bellingham with a total of 11 strikeouts at the plate, forcing the batters. A lot of those came late when it was already a blowout game and the zone maybe expanded a little bit against some of the batters. You obviously saw a lot of frustration on some of those strikeouts for Bellingham. And today it's just been the lone one just now against Alexander. Dylan Moss after an RBI double in the second up. Catcher taking ball one now against Patterson, who himself is a catcher, two-way guy. I mentioned it when he came in relief, but Patterson doing something that not a lot of guys do. He hit .392 this year with Citrus College, playing in 43 games, and then also had the .185 ERA on the mound. So he was great at both sides of the ball, pitching and hitting. He's returning to the Lefties after hitting .294 in 21 games or in 29 games last summer, but he also pitched just about 21 innings with a .523 ERA. Missing to Moss, 3-1 against the catcher with 2 outs in the inning. Patterson trying to hunt the first perfect frame by a lefty so far in this ball game. Three and one. The breaking pitch to Moss called for a strike and a full count. So 3-2. Already 1 strikeout in the books for Patterson in the inning. 2 straight retired. The right-hander's payoff pitch is sprayed foul from Moss down the right side, and he'll see another pitch coming from Patterson. 2 extra base hits for the Bells in the game. Peschke's double, Moss's double, but all back in the second inning. 5 hits total and a 2-1 lead for the home team. Another 3-2 is a breaking pitch to Moss, and he takes the walk. A miss inside to Dylan Moss is a 2-out walk. That extends the 4th to Keiji Hattori. So this will begin the second time through for Patterson in relief. Keiji Hattori delivered an RBI single to center field in his first at-bat as part of the 2-run second inning for the Bells. Knocked in what is qualified right now as the winning run if the score stays 2-1, but the way we've seen the Bells offense perform in this so far, that could be doubtful. This is straight to the shortstop, Smith, who will take the force out at second. So on a one-hopping liner from Hattori, it'll strand the one base runner. We go to the 5th inning. 2-1 your score. Bellingham out in front of Port Angeles in game 2 of their 3-game set, live from the great Pacific Northwest.
Need a break from everything? Escape to a place where anything is possible and the fun never stops. At Silver Reef Casino Resort, you'll discover world-class dining, championship caliber golf, a full sports book and bar, over 1,000 top-rated slots and table games, and so much more. Come join the fun and see why we've been consistently rated one of the region's top destinations. Visit silverreefcasino.com to book your stay and discover all the exciting events and promotions we have in store for you. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5, exit 260.
At Judd & Black, great value comes with expert assistance. We're your hometown appliance store where you can expect top-notch service and a wide selection of quality brands.
When you walk into a Judd & Black showroom, you can expect to see a very friendly face that's ready to help and figure out what you need.
Enjoy a shopping experience big box stores can't offer. Talk to an appliance expert at your hometown appliance store for over 85 years. Judd & Black.
Puget Sound Energy is thrilled to team up with the Bellingham Bells for Community Wednesdays this season. Every Wednesday home game at Joe Martin Field, PSC and the Bells will celebrate a featured Whatcom County nonprofit with a $2,000 donation. Come out to the ballpark to cheer on the Bells while supporting these amazing organizations that make our community stronger. Together, we're building a better Whatcom County. See you at the field. Go Bells. Fifth inning and a 2-1 lead still for Bellingham. That's because the man on the mound, Kenneth Johnson, inherited the bases loaded in the fourth inning and left them loaded. Port Angeles scoreless in the fourth after loading them up against Jordan Chancellor via the 2 walks and a hit by a pitch, but with the help of a double play in the inning earlier and then a weak pop-up that Johnson forced, it's still 2-1, Bells in front. And Young doing the leading off. Thought about offering to that pitch from Johnson. And it is strike one either way, so 1-1 as Johnson now gets his first clean inning of relief. Kenneth Johnson pitching for the Bells, a 1.90 ERA with Ottawa University this year, and a total of 42 2/3 innings. Was used, though, as a starter for Ottawa. 9 starts for him, and he only came out of the bullpen 1 time. In 42 2/3 innings, Johnson with a total of 40 strikeouts for the right-hander. Ahead in the count 1-2 against Young, who takes an inside pitch and looks like it got him at the hands, so spoils the 2-strike throw. And Johnson will allow the leadoff man to reach. Once again, the lefties tying run on base. It's been traffic in all of these last now 4 innings for the lefties, but only 1 run to show for it back in the third. Kenneth Johnson facing Ethan Wood, who's 0 of 2. The designated hitter has struck out and grounded to the first baseman. Lefty batting DH. Taking a ball outside, 1-0. Johnson on the mound, initially out of North Kitsap High School. He was named first team All-League as a pitcher in 2022 as part of a good baseball. Oh, he got him on a pickoff move as he gets out Young at first base. Yeah, I thought it was just maybe routine keeping him over there, but no, he got him. Cassie applied the tag at first, and that is going to empty the bases for the first out. Trying to finish the thought of North Kitsap High School. Other Bells product to come out of there, Colton Bauer. UW catcher. Spent the 23 and 24 seasons with the Bells. So now Johnson facing Wood with the bases empty. Johnson and Bauer were teammates at North Kitsap High School. Connected through the Bellingham Bells, although they're obviously not playing at the same time. I heard that Colton Bauer's in the transfer portal leaving the University of Washington after having a good year with the Huskies. Hit .331. A lot of power to his bat, so it'll be interesting to see where he goes for his senior year. Love tracking the former Bells as Wood at the plate takes a walk. So many guys that go on to do great things, and whether that's being drafted or just other things that they explore in life. There's guys from the 2023 teams or 2024 teams that I've been seeing online, and they're posting career-related things, selling cars, doing insurance. It's just interesting that, baseball for a lot of these guys in the league will not be the future. These guys in the WCL, obviously they're chasing that dream, but it's a small percentage that actually go from the WCL into minor league systems, and then you shrink that down even more, down into guys that actually get to the majors. Think of all the great Bells players over the years. Only 19 big leaguers from Bellingham, but obviously every year there's guys that just shine and really impress on this stage, but maybe just things don't translate collegiately or can't take the next step. But it is fun to see those guys that also do take the next step. In July, we very well could see some guys drafted. Dean West and Roman Martin off the top of my head are the first 2. Nick Lewis out of Washington State had a great year. I don't know what his draft stock looks like, but after a year like that, potentially a guy that could get drafted. Also with the Cougars, Max Hartman, former Bellingham Bell and Wenatchee Applesock. Potentially his turn to hear his name called. Thought it could have happened last year. Kenneth Johnson in a 1-2 count against Carter Enoch. Runner at first after the walk to Wood. Johnson just missing for ball 2. Enoch in this game, a double and a strikeout. 2-2 to center field. In the air for Leon to his left. Bell's center fielder playing in his second game. Has his first put out. That comes in the top of the fifth. Two outs for Jordan Daniels, who has been on base via a hit by pitch and a base on balls. Lefty's first baseman after the leadoff hit by pitch, the pickoff move for the first out, and then the walk to Wood. Fly out to center field has Bellingham just one out away from another scoreless inning, keeping this a 2-1 lead over the Lefties. Daniels taking strike one from Kenneth Johnson. A one breaking pitch. Shallow fly ball to Hattori at short. And the shortstop has the third out. No damage done despite the two base runners in the inning for the Lefties. 2-1 still the lead for Bellingham as we go to the bottom of the fifth.
What's up, Bells fans? Dr. Amar here from Everstrong Therapy, the sports and performance physical therapists and rehab professionals right here in Bellingham. We are so proud to continue being the official training and rehab partner of the Bellingham Bells, making sure our boys are safe and moving their best throughout the season. So remember, when you're ready to rehab like a professional athlete, come see us at Everstrong and we'll see you soon. Thanks so much, stay Everstrong, and go Bells.
Bummer. This never happens at a convenient time, does it? It's always while you're hustling to meet a deadline or trying to enjoy the game. If only there were a way to outsource this and get back to what you were doing. Well, as a matter of fact, there is. Team Technology is local and employee-owned, balancing ease of access with security and compliance for the cloud and on-premise systems of small and large businesses alike. Connect with Team Technology and see how technology is easier with a team.
When pain or injury slows you down, Peace Health Orthopedics, Sports Medicine, Foot and Ankle, and Trauma Services are here to help. Our experienced orthopedic team cares for bones, joints, and muscles, offering personalized treatment and same-day appointments. From everyday aches to unexpected injuries and joint replacement, Peace Health helps you move better, feel stronger, and get back to your life. Learn more about Peace Health Orthopedics at peacehealth.org. That's peacehealth.org. We are halfway home at Joe Martin Field in Game 2 of 3 between the Port Angeles Lefties and the Bellingham Bells. It's a 2-1 lead for the home team as the Bells trying to improve on 8 straight wins and 16-6 their record. The Lefties trying to bounce back after a big blowout loss yesterday. It's going to be a clean 6th inning with the 1, 2, and 3 batters due up for Bellingham to face Garrett Patterson, who has been well in relief so far, yet to surrender a run and has kept the game 2-1, just the 1-run difference with Bellingham in front. But he'll face the dangerous Jaden Jackson first up, who is hitless so far. Jackson has walked and flown out to right field. After a 3-run homer yesterday, Jackson continued to roll on in a Bells uniform. Lefty batting outfielder from UCLA hitting a foul ball for strike one. Jackson's average on the season of .542 through the first 6 games in his Bells career. 2 homers, 12 runs driven in. And the craziest part about Jackson is you think about a 3-hit night for him yesterday. 2 doubles, a 3-run homer. He was 3 of 6, and yet his batting average went down. Jackson on the ground to the first baseman Daniels, who skated to his left and got down to his knees to block the ball from going into the right field corner. And that'll gain the first out in the 5th. Brandon Leone, we're seeing him for the second time in a Bellingham Bells uniform. Recent addition to the squad, headed to UCLA this collegiate year, and in this game has been retired by Matisic in right field for back-to-back plate appearances. Fly out and a line out there to right. Facing Patterson for the second time. On the first pitch, he takes it for a called strike. Leon at a .458 batting average in 39 games this college season. Had 24 doubles. Foul ball from him for strike 2. Had a big season after missing the last 2 years with a medical redshirt and a true redshirt year. 2024 and 2025, redshirting with CSU Northridge. When JUCO to bounce back, now here in Bellingham. A high hopper to second base is going to be a tough play for Feltus, and that's an infield single for Brandon Leon.
Next up for the Bells, number 14, Jake Lyle.
Jake Lyle, the DH, is 1 for 2. That infield hit for Leon, the 6th for Bellingham in the game. Jake Lyle has one of those with a single in the 3rd. Bells trying to add to a 2-1 lead, and a 1-out single for Leon, trying to help manufacture that. He is a threat on the bases, 33 steals with the College of the Desert, and we see Patterson picking off to first, but Leon still back there safely. Another pickoff throw to first, where Leon is still safe. Lyle's still yet to see a pitch, despite Patterson getting set twice against him. 2 straight throwovers. Lyle taking strike 1 as a helicopter flies over Joe Martin Field. A little late on the flyover for the national anthem for them. Strike 2 in on Lyle. Taking that 85-mile-an-hour fastball from Patterson, and the Bells DH down in the count 0-2 with a runner at first. Another throw to first when Leon is still safe. They're abusing him. Bells without a steal attempt in the game. Another throw. Leon's still safe. Fans at Joe Martin Field often not quick to boo the pickoff move. They're not like, most baseball fans, it feels like, where you see the first one and it's instant boos. It takes about 4 or 5 to really get it out of the crowd. Runner goes, swing and a miss, strike him out, throw him out. It's a punch out for Patterson. Enoch throws him out at second, and we go to the 6th. 2-1 on a nice double play by the Lefties.
Washington homeowners are saving thousands of dollars on their energy bill by upgrading their home. And the best part is, CNGC is giving back even more money when you switch to a more efficient alternative. So you can enjoy increased property value, a higher quality of life with better appliances, and greater comfort for your family. Scan this QR code or go to cngc.com and save money on your energy bill.
Choose cooperative. Choose community. Bank with local industrial credit union. Proud Sunday savings sponsor of the Bellingham Bells. If you live, work, or attend school in Washington, you can join a credit union that puts people first. Local decisions, personalized service, and a real commitment to our community. Learn more at industrialcu.com. Federally insured by the NCUA. 6th inning at Joe Martin Field, 2-1 the lead for the Bellingham Bells over the Port Angeles Lefties. Game 2 of 3 between these two North Division squads in the West Coast League. And it's the Bellingham Bells looking for a series win with a victory today. They're up right now in the ball game 2-1, but Port Angeles at least 2 base runners in the last 4 straight innings. Only 1 run to show for it back in the third. It's Kenneth Johnson for another inning of work in relief. Tosses against Matisic, who starts the 7, 8, and 9 stretch for the Lefties, facing Johnson for the first time. Matisic a strikeout and was hit by a pitch with 2 strikes on him. Inside strike. He's down 0-2 against KJ. Matisic last summer with Port Angeles hit .274 in 27 games with the Lefties. On the 0-2, he pops it up to right field. Bryce Johnson nearing the foul line. Now into foul territory for the catch, just off the right of your screen. And that's the first out in the 6th. So the fly out to right is the first out in the top of the 6th. Matt Nocco for the 3rd time. He's 0-2, a strikeout, and a line out to the shortstop, Keiji Hattori, who doubled him off in the 4th inning as part of the Bells escaping that frame. One out, the first pitch is strike 1 on Nocco. Oh, 0-1 breaker goes on the inside for strike 2. 0-2 against the Lefties' third baseman. .46 starts for Nocco at Fordham this year. .238 batting average collegiately. Hot liner, 1 hop. Peschke backed up for it. Now a long throw across the diamond is picked up at first base by Cassie. Cassie cleaning up the low throw, digs it out of the dirt for the 2nd out, and helps out his third baseman, Tyler Peschke, for the 2nd out in the inning. Now with 2 outs, the bottom of the order, and George Smith due up after a double and a walk first 2 times up. 2 out fastball spoiled for strike 1. Smith sends it to center field, where Brandon Leon will finish off a 1-2-3 inning for Kenneth Johnson, and the Bellingham Bells lead it 5-1 heading to the bottom of the 6th.
Have you had a fall, sprain, or break? Skip the emergency room and go straight to the experts, Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons. With walk-in, same-day orthopedic care, you won't have to wait for the treatment you need. And to better serve our community, we've extended our walk-in clinic hours, 1 to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday and 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays. Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons.
After a quick top of the 6th inning, it's now the bottom of the 6th, and another inning in relief for Garrett Patterson. It's come in long relief, just an inning and a third tossed by Seamus Gallagher, who has now looked like an opener instead of a starter, because Garrett Patterson has pitched the last 3 2/3 innings. Actually, check that. It was an inning and 2/3 for Gallagher, so it's the last 3 and an inning, 3 1/3 of an inning for Garrett Patterson as he pitches into the 6th. Port Angeles Lefties righty pitcher has kept the game in check. Just the 1-run lead for Bellingham still. Bells haven't scored since their 2 runs off the starter in the 2nd. Noah Cassie leads off the bottom of the 6th. Dangerous man when he's leading off. Yesterday had 2 leadoff homers as part of a 3-home-run game. Cassie in the game today, 0-1 with a walk. The Bell's first baseman off to a 2-0 start to his at-bat. 2-0 pitch coming from Patterson that Cassie foul tips. Patterson so far 2 strikeouts to his name. Has allowed 3 hits to the Bells, but the 0 runs. 2 walks issued from the right-hander. One of those to Cassie back in the third. Two one popped up foul right side and back onto the grandstands for strike 2. Two into Cassie, who chops it to the third baseman. They say foul. The umpire was going to call in play, but it seems like once he saw Akko acting like it was a foul ball, the umpire bailed on it. So Cassie will be back into the batter's box in a 2-2 count. Patterson looking for a way to put away the leadoff man in the 6th. He tries to keep the lefties in this game. Bellingham leading Port Angeles 2-1, trying to take a series win over the lefties. Two and two pitch to Cassie is strike 3. Cassie down looking as it is the third punch out for Patterson here in relief. Bryce Johnson is 0 of 2, hitting to a double play in the third. That was started by Garrett Patterson, the pitcher, on a comebacker. Bell's right fielder looking for his first hit. Chops it up the middle again. This time it's going to be the shortstop, Smith, with a running throw. Pulled Daniels off the bag, but then a tag applied for the out. Good play by the first baseman to save that play and keep his teammate Smith from recording an error, as the tag at first base is the second out. And Gallagher started this game, but it's been Patterson keeping the Bells in check. Now here into the 6th, he's got 2 outs. And chance for the first perfect inning pitched by any lefty so far in this game. Tyler Peschke at the plate. Foul ball from Tyler Peschke to start off with a strike against Bellingham's third baseman. Just the 5th inning of last night's game was the only 1-2-3 frame pitched by a lefty. Jackson, Lyle, and Nate Johnson went down against John Hernandez. Peschke taking a low strike 2. Oh, and 2, and now a strike away for Patterson from finishing that very 1-2-3 inning he's hunting for. Trying to keep this game at just 2-1 with the lefties down by 1 run. That pitch low and away won't get it done against Peschke, and it's ball 1. The Bells' third baseman, a double and a run scored in the second, his 1 of 2 night so far. One-two to Peschke is lined straight to the shortstop, Smith, who can't pick it under his glove, and we'll see how they score it. Base hit for Tyler Peschke is what the scoring says. Aspen Alexander coming up. He's 1 for 2. Alexander, a single in the second, was thrown out on the same play and struck out in the 4th. Alexander wearing the number 33 instead of the number 2, with the Bells having the Native Heritage uniforms on for this game. Alexander takes his first strike in the at-bat, his third plate appearance. Second time facing Patterson after being one of his 3 Ks. So a ball and a strike with Peschke's lead off of first. They throw over to first where Peschke's safe. Peschke now a 2-hit game for him tonight. So a ball and a strike with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Bell's trying to add to a 2-1 lead. Ball in the dirt. Runner staying at first. It's ball 2 to Alexander. Patterson set for his 2-1, 2 outs in the 6th. Fly ball to center field. Back is Markey. Was playing well in. This one has come carry, and it bounces off of the wall. Coming in to score is Peschke, and it'll make it a 3-1 ball game. I think the fans here might have thought that got out of here, but it bounced off one of the white banners out in the outfield. Nearly cleared the fence. Had the help of the wind blowing out to right field as Alexander picks himself up an RBI double to double the lead. Markey was playing well in on Alexander. And that ball way over his head right there. I got to be around 360 feet. Just barely shy of clearing the fence out in right center field, but it's a double, and it makes it 3-1. Now Dylan Moss. Strike 1 against Dylan Moss. The catcher perfect with 1 hit and 1 walk so far in the game. Drove in a run on his double in the 2nd. Bells now have 3 doubles in the game of their 8 total hits. 0-1 breaker away. Moss spoils the 1-1 for strike 2. Back-to-back 2-out knocks for Bellingham gives them a run here in the 6th inning to make it 3-1. The single from Peschke and the double from Aspen Alexander. So 3-1 for Dylan Moss. Keiji Hattori in the bottom of the order on deck. Patterson now has given up his first run in relief. Delivers ball 2 to Moss, missing low. Patterson has allowed now 5 hits with 2 of those in this 6th inning. Allowed at least 1 base runner in every inning of full relief. And even his partial relief in the 2nd where he faced just 2 batters, he did give up a single. Although it was for an RBI, it wasn't an earned run against him, against the credited Seamus Gallagher, who started the game and was an inherited runner that scored in the 2nd. Moss has got the count full, so 3-2 with 2 outs. Peschke in to score already. Alexander a lead off of 2nd. Now a payoff pitch to Moss. Check swing, and it got the bat for a foul ball. The lead already up to 2 in the inning for Bellingham. Moss trying to add to it. A 3-2. Moss up the middle, base knock, and coming in to score is going to be Alexander. Dylan Moss has himself his 2nd RBI in the game on his 2nd hit, and it's now a 4-1 lead for Bellingham. 3 straight 2-out knocks for the Bells. Some clutch situational hitting, and Keiji Hattori will be up representing Patterson's 3rd time through the order, and before he faces it, there'll be a mound visit. Up to this point had been quality relief for the lefties right-hander Patterson. After getting the first 2 outs in the 6th, a single by Peschke, a double by Alexander, Moss a single. Now 9 hits in the game for the Bells, and a 4-1 lead with 2 more runs in here in the 6th inning. Lefties just got an arm going. Brady Sprague is warming up. We saw him as a batter in the first game yesterday. A couple of two-way guys here with the Lefties, so looks like it will be him next up, but might have to come in the 7th. He just got started in the bullpen, and it looks like Patterson is going to stay out there to face Hattori, representing now the 3rd time through the order for Patterson. First pitch is in the dirt. Runner stays at first. That runner is Moss, who has speed for a catcher. Seen him play even center field for a game earlier this season. 1-0 breaker to Hattori is fouled away for a strike. Ball and a strike on Bellingham's shortstop. He's got a hit in this game with a run driven in the 2nd. Was the first batter that Patterson faced. Now potentially his last. There's a throw over to first where Dylan Moss is at. Unsuccessful on a pickoff try to try and get the Lefties out of the bottom of the 6th where 2 runs are already in. Swing and a miss from Hattori for strike 2. Ball and 2 strikes on Hattori. 2 runs in the 6th. On 3 straight 2-out knocks. Hattori chopper to first base. Daniels to his right will call off his pitcher Patterson and touch first base alone. But the damage done. 2 more runs make it a 4-1 lead for Bellingham as we enter the 7th at Joe Martin Field with a more comfortable lead now heading into the final 3 frames.
Need a break from everything? Escape to a place where anything is possible and the fun never stops. At Silver Reef Casino Resort, you'll discover world-class dining, championship caliber golf, a full sports book and bar, over 1,000 top-rated slots and table games, and so much more. Come join the fun and see why we've been consistently rated one of the region's top destinations. Visit silverreefcasino.com to book your stay and discover all the exciting events and promotions we have in store for you. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5, exit 260.
At Judd & Black, great value comes with expert assistance. We're your hometown appliance store where you can expect top-notch service and a wide selection of quality brands.
When you walk into a Judd & Black showroom, you can expect to see a very friendly face that's ready to help and figure out what you need.
Enjoy a shopping experience big box stores can't offer. Talk to an appliance expert at your hometown appliance store for over 85 years. Judd & Black.
Puget Sound Energy is thrilled to team up with the Bellingham Bells for Community Wednesdays this season. Every Wednesday home game at Joe Martin Field, PSC and the Bells will celebrate a featured Whatcom County nonprofit with a $2,000 donation. Come out to the ballpark to cheer on the Bells while supporting these amazing organizations that make our community stronger. Together, we're building a better Whatcom County. See you at the field. Go Bells. 7th inning, and Bellingham has a pitching change. Kenneth Johnson did a nice job over 2 1/3 innings of relief, keeping Port Angeles without scoring another run. Entered in the 4th inning with the bases loaded, got the 1 out he needed to escape that frame. Johnson ended up only allowing a hit by pitch and a walk, retiring the last 5 batters that he faced. Did not have a strikeout, but no hits and no runs surrendered against him. It'll be Cal Young taking over in relief for Bellingham, a familiar face to all you longtime Bells fans. Cal Young back here for another summer with the Bellingham Bells. One of the few returners from last year's championship squad, just him, Noah Cassie, and Lathan Haywood. So far this summer for the lefty out of the University of Portland, Cal Young has a 6.14 ERA through 7 1/3. This will be his 7th appearance for Bellingham. Made one start earlier in the year. Gets a first pitch swinging grounder to the second baseman, Alexander, who has to range to it and throw. It'll be a leadoff single for Feltus to start the 7th. On weak contact, unlucky result for Young to begin his relief outing. Contact has been the struggle for Young so far through 7 1/3. He's given up 12 hits compared to just his 4 walks issued. A total of 8 runs surrendered, but 5 of them earned. 6 strikeouts for the lefty. Tommy Markey at the plate in the lefty-on-lefty matchup. First pitch misses to Markey, who is 0 of 2 with a walk. Lefties now chasing 3 after a 2-run bottom of the 6th inning from Bellingham to make it 4-1. Markey taking a late strike 1 called. Young a glance at first, then the throw home to Markey. Takes a low pitch for ball 2. So if Cal Young and the rest of the Bells bullpen can hold on to the lead, it would be Kenneth Johnson in line for a victory. Young's 2-1, another miss to Markey. Now 3-1. Put in play, a hopper. Peschke backs up. He'll go to second for 1. Alexander's throw to first just late, so it'll just be a fielder's choice against Markey at first base on a 5-4 putout. Peschke having to back up on that hop to field the ball in the first place is what takes away the double play chance. So Markey will be at first with 1 out for Caden Young. 0 of 2. Was hit by a pitch his last time. First pitch sprays it foul, and it'll be strike 1. Cal Young's last time out surrendered a run against the Kamloops North Ponds in an inning of relief. Bells went on to win that game nonetheless with a 6-5 victory to take the sweep over the North Ponds. A comeback win for Bellingham. As Young offers at strike 2. Caden Young, that is. Cal Young dealing on the mound. Oh, 2 doesn't get the call. Ball 1. 1 strikeout in the appearance against Port Angeles a week ago for Cal Young. This is a pitch high and outside for ball 2. On the year, 6 Ks and 7 1/3 for the lefty. The lefty on the mound, that is. Man, there's a lot of similar terms between Cal Young, the lefty, pitching against Caden Young of the lefties. There's a swing and a miss, and Young has his strikeout. It's his second out gained in the 7th, and it's the 7th strikeout for Bellingham as a pitching staff. 6 from the starter, Cole Lawback. None from Chancellor or Johnson, but then Young comes in and gets his first against the 3rd batter that he faces in relief. Ethan Wood now up with Markey at first base. Wood 0 of 2 as he fouls away the first pitch for strike 1. Of the 6 outings for Cal Young on the summer, half of them have been scoreless frames. The other half has been where the damage has come. There's a swing and a miss from Wood. Right now looking like it's inching towards maybe one of those good outings. Roughed up as a starter in 2 2/3 against Kelowna, but then back-to-back scoreless outings. Then gave up 4 runs against the Nanaimo. Only 1 earned, though. And now here he gets a strikeout for his second punch-out in a row. And it's 4-1 as we stretch here at the ballpark.
What's up, Bells fans? Dr. Amar here from Everstrong Therapy, the sports and performance physical therapists and rehab professionals right here in Bellingham. We are so proud to continue being the official training and rehab partner of the Bellingham Bells, making sure our boys are safe and moving their best throughout the season. So remember, when you're ready to rehab like a professional athlete, come see us at Everstrong, and we'll see you soon. Thanks so much, stay Everstrong, and go Bells.
Bummer. This never happens at a convenient time, does it? It's always while you're hustling to meet a deadline or trying to enjoy the game. If only there were a way to outsource this and get back to what you were doing. Well, as a matter of fact, there is. Team Technology is local and employee-owned, balancing ease of access with security and compliance for the cloud and on-premise systems of small and large businesses alike. Connect with Team Technology and see how technology is easier with a team.
Choose cooperative. Choose community. Bank with local industrial credit union. Proud Sunday savings sponsor of the Bellingham Bells. If you live, work, or attend school in Washington, you can join a credit union that puts people first. Local decisions, personalized service, and a real commitment to our community. Learn more at industrialcu.com. Federally insured by the NCUA. Seventh inning stretch over. Take me out to the ball game sung. A baseball tradition, of course, at any ballpark you go to. Baseball and its traditions. How about the Bellingham Bells and their tradition of winning? 4-1 their lead right now, trying to get it done here tonight as we go to the bottom of the seventh. Bells a 17-1 win last night. 4-1 their lead right now over Port Angeles. Jaden Jackson going to do the leading off. Leadoff batter has functioned as the leadoff man in an inning now 3 times. In those leadoff times in the first, he's walked. In the fifth, grounded out. Overall 0-2 in the game. Jackson taking the first pitch low, and the bottom of the seventh now underway. Surprised to see Garrett Patterson still out there in relief. He gave up those 3 hits and the 2 runs in the sixth. You figured with an arm warming it might have been it for him, but it's not, and he's facing Jaden Jackson. I'd already etched in the potential final pitching line for him. I'll have to erase it on the scorecard as he continues on already what is 4 1/3 innings of relief. He's saving these lefties' bullpen, and he's keeping the game competitive as well. Still just a 3-run difference. He's got Jackson down in the count, ball and 2 strikes. Jackson takes the 1-2 outside for ball 2. So far in the summer, it had been 2 innings of relief against Portland on the 4th for Patterson. 3 innings of relief against the Bells a week ago. Now here out of the pen, his longest outing of the season. 2-2 inside, strike 3 called. Jackson goes down looking as the first out in the bottom of the 7th. Brandon Leone is 1 for 3. Picked up his first hit in the game in the 5th. Patterson's 1 out. Toss home to the center fielder is a swinging strike for strike 1. Of course, the game in the West Coast League tonight that matters the most to the Bells, the Wenatchee Apple Sox facing the Yakima Valley Pippins. Apple Sox leading the Pippins 7-4 in the top of the 7th inning as Leon is hit by a pitch to reach base. Need some help from our friends down south in Yakima, and if not them, the Walla Walla Sweets this weekend, who the Apple Sox face. Bells need to win at least one more game than the Apple Sox do following, well, including tonight, it would be the last 5 games, but both teams controlling their games right now by 3 runs. Jake Lyle, the designated hitter, 1 of 3. Pickoff throw where the speedy Leon is back safely. The throw away from Daniels, but not far enough to get the runner up 90 feet. Bells will face the Victoria Harbor Cats, who are down 7-1 right now against the Nanaimo, and that loss would put them at an even 500 record. They haven't played Bellingham so far this summer. Lyle on the ground to the shortstop Smith. Underhand toss to Feltus at second, and then the throw to Daniels at first is a routine 6-4-3 double play to send us to the 8th. 4-1, Bellingham leading Port Angeles as the Bells are looking for a series win over the Lefties.
Washington homeowners are saving thousands of dollars on their energy bill by upgrading their home. And the best part is, CNGC is giving back even more money when you switch to a more efficient alternative. So you can enjoy increased property value, a higher quality of life with better appliances, and greater comfort for your family. Scan this QR code or go to cngc.com and save money on your energy bill.
When pain or injury slows you down, Peace Health Orthopedics, Sports Medicine, Foot and Ankle, and Trauma Services are here to help. Our experienced orthopedic team cares for bones, joints, and muscles, offering personalized treatment and same-day appointments. From everyday aches to unexpected injuries and joint replacement, Peace Health helps you move better, feel stronger, and get back to your life. Learn more about Peace Health Orthopedics at peacehealth.org. That's peacehealth.org. 8th inning, and Cal Young set to go in a 4-1 lead for the Bellingham Bells. They lead it by 3 over the Lefties as the left-handed Cal Young pitched a 7th inning in relief, surrendering a leadoff single, but then getting out of it with the help of a ground out and 2 strikeouts. Now he throws the first 2 pitches away from the zone, 2-0. Cal Young in his 4th Bellingham Bells summer. 2025, he pitched a 2.08 ERA in 34 2/3 innings, had 8 starts in 3 relief outings. Was used out of the bullpen in 2024 under Steve Ward's pitching staff with a 1.56 ERA. That was over a total of 17 1/3 innings. That year, a West Coast League All-Star. Last year, all West Coast League honorable mention. Dylan Moss is over to the Bells dugout. Looks like he might need a new glove. So the catcher getting a new glove as Moss secures the leather and a 3-1 count. Leadoff man here in the 8th, trying to reach to spark a rally for the Lefties down by 3. Enoch fouls off, strike 2. Cal Young just appeared 1 time in 2023 with the Bells. Scoreless outing back then. Full count to the catcher. On the ground to the shortstop, Hattori was playing right where it was hit to. And a good read on defense to make a 6-3 ground-out routine for Hattori in the 8th. It'll be now Jordan Daniels up. He's 0 of 1 with a hit by pitch and a walk. That's his 2 times reached. Cal Young, the pitcher collegiately, 2 seasons at Everett Community College in 2024 and 2025. Daniels flashes bunt and then takes a ball. Young then transferred to Portland. He transferred to Portland in 2025 after a 2024 year with Everett. And then the last year he also spent with the Pilots, but hasn't seen a lot of work. 2025, just 4 appearances out of the bullpen. This past year, 2026, just 2 appearances in the portal right now, looking for a new home, which would be for his senior season. 1-1 miss on the outside for ball 2 to Daniels. Young's 1-out pitch is high and inside, and now 3 balls and a strike. Bell's pitching staff with 5 walks issued, 4 hits total. The 1 run. Bellingham leads at 4-1. Daniels foul ball for strike 2. So Cal Young got to 3 balls on Enoch, but found a way to put him away. Now in a 3-2 count again. Tries to retire Port Angeles' first baseman. Two strikeouts to Young's name. His 1-out payoff pitch to Daniels is a foul ball roped right towards the lefties side of the infield. Bouncing off the fence that guards their dugout. The ball treks into left field, where it'll get cleaned up by a lefties bench player. Young trying to put away Daniels with another 3-2 pitch. It's spoiled foul again by Daniels, and he'll see another. Young already well above 20 pitches now in his relief outing. Another 3-2. Daniels, foul ball, right side and out of the reach of the first baseman, Cassie, near the fence. Young trying to find the pitch that puts away Daniels. Still 3 balls and 2 strikes. The last 4 results have been a foul ball from Daniels. This in play to the third baseman, Peschke. Picked it on 1 hop and a nice high throw to Cassie. So 2 up, 2 down in the 8th for Cal Young. Trying to keep this a 3-run lead after Bellingham scored 2 more runs in the 6th to go along with their 2-run second inning. Port Angeles hasn't scored since their 1 run in the 3rd, and just 2 runs in the series for the visitors after falling 17-1 yesterday. The Bells during the 8-game winning streak averaging over 10 runs a game, as Matisic was trying to bunt for a hit there but fouled it off. Bells on offense averaging north of 10 runs a game, while the pitching staff allowing just over 3 runs a game. Today both those things have not been true, but that's a good thing for the pitching staff, just the 1 run earned. Young missing on his 0-1 pitch to Matisic outside. The right fielder for Port Angeles 0 for 2. One misses low. So 2 balls and a strike on Matisic. Cal Young looking for the 1-2-3 frame. Lefties have gone down in order in the 1st and 6th innings. Pair of groundouts for Cal Young in his 2nd inning of relief have him at 2 outs in the top of the 8th. Matisic fouls away strike 2. So it's now 2 balls and 2 strikes on the lefties right fielder. Time being called as looks like a baseball is on the field at the backstop. So both the pitcher and batter will reset as the bat boy clears it away. Matisic set to go with 2 outs. Young trying to put him away in a 2-2 count. His pitch is fouled off by Matisic, who will see another. Young, the 4th arm for the Bells in this game, started from Cole Lauback. Jordan Chancellor followed, then Kenneth Johnson. Now Cal Young for his 2nd inning out of the pen. A 2-2 trying to cap it off scoreless, and he does not do it on that pitch, as it misses just a little high for a full count. So he's once again in a full count. 3 straight batters in the inning. He's retired his first 2. And on a 3-2, he misses upstairs for a walk. First walk issued from Young in relief. Matt Nocco trying to improve on an 0-for-3 start to the night. Lefties are looking for some offense late here in the 8th. They've got a runner at first with 2 outs. Cal Young, a scoreless 7th despite the hit allowed. Here he's issued a walk, and against Nocco with his ball 1 high. 24 RBI for Nocco this year in his junior season with Fordham. Yet to see a strike, 2 balls and no strikes to him. Nocco was a Kamloops Northpaw in 2024. Last summer was in the North Woods League. The previous WL experience in 27 games with the Northpaws, he struggled, hitting just 188 for Kamloops. A throw to first to just keep Matisich standing, and Jim Clem is going to trot out to the hill. Talk over with Cal Young, who he has now seen for 3 summers of the 4 that Young has played in. Was Young's head coach in 2023, his pitching coach for the last 2 straight years. Just hunting one more out in the 8th here. Some quick words from Jim Clem. A fist bump from both Clem and the catcher Dylan Moss. Now Cal Young trying to find a way to put out the lefties here in the 8th. Nocco a strikeout, line out, and a ground out. Both times have pulled his balls that he has put in play to the third baseman and the shortstop. This shatters his bat, and the piece of his bat that broke nearly went farther than the baseball, just past the third baseman Tyler Peschke. Some firewood gained from Cal Young, but it's not a way to get Nocco out. It's just a strike. So 2-1 after the broken bat foul ball from Nocco. 2 outs and a runner on first for the Port Angeles Lefties, down 4-1 in the top of the 8th. Low and inside for ball 3. Nocco nearly hit by that pitch, something that he was familiar with at Fordham this year. Was hit by a pitch 20 times during the season. That was 1 hit by a pitch shy of the school record. He's fouled for strike 2, and now another full count. 4 straight batters that Cal Young has now had to face in a full count. He's retired the first 2, but surrendered the walk to Matisich. And now 3 balls and 2 strikes again against one of Port Angeles' batters. Runner will get a head start with 2 outs. It's a very short lead for Matisich, who does go off running, but a foul ball will reset things. So still 3-2. Young has just not found the put-away pitch in the inning as he did with his 2 strikeouts back in the 7th. Looking to deliver a good 3-2 here to Matt Nocco. As Young comes home, it's popped up foul off the left side. Two-out walk from Matisich has him at first. The tying run in the on-deck circle for the Lefties if Nocco can extend the 8th inning. Another 3-2 coming from Young. This time gets it for strike 3. Akko would toss the bat. He'll have to pick it up and walk it himself to the dugout after going down looking. It's 4-1. Bellingham still in front after 7.5 frames. We go to the bottom of the 8th, looking for some more insurance when we return.
Have you had a fall, sprain, or break? Skip the emergency room and go straight to the experts, Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons. With walk-in, same-day orthopedic care, you won't have to wait for the treatment you need. And to better serve our community, we've extended our walk-in clinic hours, 1 to 8 p.m. Monday through Friday and 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays. Proliance Pacific Rim orthopedic surgeons.
This is Noah Cassie. You're listening to Bells Radio, home of the 2025 WCL champs. Go Bells.
Bottom of the 8th inning and a 4-1 lead for the home team. Your Bellingham Bells trying to add on to their 3-run lead over the Port Angeles Lefties as Garrett Patterson just continues to work out there on the mound. Had a scoreless 7th inning facing the minimum with the help of a double play. So now he's out for the 8th, and this is awesome. I mean, he has saving Port Angeles as far as just pitchers, because you think about yesterday's game and the 3 pitchers that went there. I mean, they were stretched out as well, but they were giving up a lot of damage. As far as Garrett Patterson, I mean, this is a two-way guy. He's supposed to be a catcher and a pitcher, and he came in the 2nd inning for the final out in the 2nd and has pitched everything since then. And it looks like he's going to pitch the 8th here, and pending a Port Angeles 3-run 9th inning, taking Port Angeles the distance. There's Noah Cassie leading things off for Bellingham, checking around on strike 1. Cassie 0 of 2 in the game after a 3-run homer game last night. He has a walk so far in this ball game. Swing and a miss from Cassie, down in the count, 0-2 to start off the 8th inning. Oh, 2. Cassie swings and misses. It's a drop third strike. Enoch secures the punch out, and Cassie now in the last 2 times the plate, strikeouts for him. Bryce Johnson will be up with 1 out in the 8th inning. Just continues to be Garrett Patterson. Now 5 2/3 innings pitched for him. Bryce Johnson 0 for 3 in this game, looking for his first time getting on base. He's the only Bellingham Bell to not reach in the game. Cassie, and Jackson are the 3 that do not have a base hit of the 9 that Bellingham has as a team. 2 of those to Dylan Moss, 2 of them to Aspen Alexander, 2 of those to Peschke. The 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the order have done the most damage for Bellingham. That's where all your RBI have came from. That's where all your runs in the game have came from as well. Johnson checks around for strike 1. So 2-1. Two balls and a strike on Bryce Johnson, the right fielder. Fly out, double play ground out, and a 6-3 ground out back in the 6th, his most recent one. Takes a low strike called, and now 2-2. Johnson fouls away the 2-2 to stay alive. Bellingham and Port Angeles head-to-head tomorrow at 6:35 in the series finale between the Lefties and the Bells. Bryce Johnson is going over to the dugout to get some more sticky stuff on the bat. Batter's allowed to use the sticky spray. Pitcher's obviously not anymore. What about when you have a two-way guy, though, like Bryce Johnson? If Bryce Johnson was a pitcher, he uses the sticky stuff on his bat, which then he holds with no batting gloves. If he was to go out and pitch there, it would be illegal for him to have anything sticky on his hand, but obviously I guess the two-way guys avoid that by wearing gloves. Bryce Johnson swings and misses at strike 3, and now 2 are out in the 8th after back-to-back Ks for Garrett Patterson. And Tyler Peschke is coming up. 2 hits for him in the game, a double and a single with 2 runs scored. Fouled back from Peschke for strike 1. Patterson stepping off the mound for a second on a reset. A lot of credit to this Port Angeles right-hander. Field umpire had some signal over to the lefties dugout, but I'm not sure what it was for. So still 0-1. 2 out pitches, strike 2 on Peschke. No balls and 2 strikes called on the outside. Patterson, a chance to cap off an awesome night out of the pen. Bulk relief, 2 straight strikeouts in the 8th. 0-2 to Peschke, fouled back. After the starters, Seamus Gallagher only went 1 2/3. The last 6 innings, and potentially 6 1/3 here, would be pitched by this man, Garrett Patterson. Already 6 punch-outs for him. 2 of those in this inning, and he delivers ball 1 of the at-bat against Peschke, low and away. One-two to Peschke, misses, and now the Bell's third baseman has got it even with 2 outs, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Bottom of the 8th, a 3-run lead for Bellingham. 4-1, they lead it over Port Angeles. A mere half inning away from a series victory over the Lefties. Two. Another miss wide, and now 3 straight misses from Patterson to make it a full count. Patterson in his 6 innings of work, 6 hits allowed, 2 walks, 2 runs, 6 strikeouts of the 24 batters faced. Peschke flies it to right field. Matisic back right in front of the track will sit down the Bells in order in the 8th, but they hold a 4-1 lead, chasing 3 more outs for a series win over the Lefties when we return.
Need a break from everything? Escape to a place where anything is possible and the fun never stops. At Silver Reef Casino Resort, you'll discover world-class dining, championship caliber golf, a full sports book and bar, over 1,000 top-rated slots and table games, and so much more. Come join the fun and see why we've been consistently rated one of the region's top destinations. Visit silverreefcasino.com to book your stay and discover all the exciting events and promotions we have in store for you. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5, exit 260.
At Judd & Black, great value comes with expert assistance. We're your hometown appliance store, where you can expect top-notch service and a wide selection of quality brands.
When you walk into a Judd & Black showroom, you can expect to see a very friendly face that's ready to help and figure out what you need.
Enjoy a shopping experience big box stores can't offer. Talk to an appliance expert at your hometown appliance store for over 85 years. Judd & Black.
Into the 9th inning we go. 4-1 the lead for the Bellingham Bells, and they look to close it down for a series win. And who else to close it down but the closer himself? Frank Willius being deployed here with a 3-run difference. He's looking to earn the save after Cal Young pitches the 7th and 8th innings scoreless to keep the ball game where it stands. 4-1 Bellingham in front. Willius up onto the hill as the Gonzaga lefty appears for the 6th time in a Bell's uniform, hunting his 5th save of the summer. So far, Willius yet to surrender a run in 5 innings, and he has 12 strikeouts during that time. I mean, he's just been shut down. He's got 12 Ks in 5 innings. That's a K per 9, north of 21. With just 1 hit allowed, 2 walks, Willius has been one of the best relievers in the West Coast League. And the 6'4" left-handed pitcher will face the 9-1-2 hitters for the Lefties, starting off with Wes Lynch, who is pinch hitting for George Smith. Lynch taking the first pitch for a ball low. 92-mile-an-hour fastball into Lynch. Willius, a pair of misses to start his relief outing. Cal Young finishes 2 innings of relief to hold the game where it is. 3 strikeouts for Cal Young. He issued 1 walk and 1 hit, but did not allow a run. Now it's Willius' job to close the door. Low strike 1. Willius just 3 2/3 innings pitched with Gonzaga this year. Gave up 4 hits and 9 walks for 6 earned runs. And of his 4 hits he surrendered, 1 was for a double, 1 was for a home run. It's been nothing but success for him so far in the WCL. If there is something, it's been the command, maybe, at times, although it hasn't burned him in the sense of walks. 3-1 so far to start the at-bat against Wes Lynch, an outfielder pinch hitting for the shortstop, George Smith. Five-pitch walk to lead off the 9th. And the Lefties have a chance to make things interesting here against Willius, who just issued the leadoff walk and turns things over to the top of the order, and Will Feltus. 2 hits for him and a walk. He's got half of Port Angeles' hits. The leadoff second baseman will be a lefty-on-lefty matchup as the next 2 batters to come up bat from the left side against Willius with Markey and Feltus. This Feltus with a runner at first. Willius gets strike 1. Willius earned a save against the Kamloops North Paws in a 6-5 victory last time here at home on the 21st. That one bounces away from the catcher Moss, and moving up into scoring position now is Lynch. Willius also earned saves in a 10-7 victory over the Port Angeles Lefties back on the 17th of June. A save in a 2-0 win against the Nanaimo Night Owls. A save in the 12-11 win against the Springfield Drifters. His only other appearance came in a 9-8 close loss for Bellingham out at Springfield on the 6th. 2 balls and a strike on Tommy Markey, who is 0 of 3 with a walk. Or, excuse me, this is still Feltus at the plate, 2-1. Feltus taking strike 2. It's still the second baseman at the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes on him. The wild pitch is what moved Lynch up. So still no outs in the top of the 9th. Bells up by 3. Tying run is Markey. He's waiting in the on-deck circle should Feltus reach. Willius a 2-2. Outside just missed, and now a full count. (3-2) with a runner at second. After a leadoff walk, Willius set for a 3-2 pitch, no outs. Taken low, and back-to-back free passes issued by Willius. The walk's killing. Lefty's just sitting back on Willius and trying to see if they get some base runners. And the first 2 batters did just that to put the bat in the hands of Tommy Markey, who could tie the game with 1 swing. The former West Coast League All-Star Game MVP now up Lefty on lefty with runners at first and second. Markey flashing bunt. Back pick throw from Moss to second base, but the runner back safely. It'd be an interesting strategy to bunt here, I feel like. I know you take the force out away, but you're also handing away one of your last 3 outs. And moving the 2 runners into scoring position doesn't feel like it really does anything for you. You're down by 3. That being said, Markey is going to bunt. They say it's in play, and it will be an out for the sacrifice. Looked like the baseball landed foul and then spun fair. So it'll be a sacrifice bunt from Markey for the first out. I mean, I get playing for the sacrifice to get the 2 runs in a scoring position, but you're down by 3 and you just gave away an out. Gave away an out against the guy who has just walked the first 2 batters in the inning. Now a wild pitch. Runner taking off for home, and he'll slide in safe. So Lynch scores as the first runner to score off of Frank Willius in his Bellingham Bells career. And the Lefties now trail it by 2. Caden Young at the plate. Base runner Feltus behind the scoring run also moved up to third. So it's a runner at third with 1 out. Willius and a 1-ball, 1-strike count. This has been the Bells closer. This is his game to finish. And he's looking for 2 more outs. 1-2 swing and miss from Young. Ball and 2 strikes on the 91-mile-an-hour fastball of the miss. Young is 0 for 3. 1 strikeout of the 9 for the Lefties at the plate. 1-2. Low miss for ball 2 and an even count against the left fielder. 1 swing ties it. If Young can get the ball out of the ballpark with the right-handed batter, the wind not in his favor. Flowing towards right field from center. 2-2 pitch from Milius. Upstairs missed it for ball 3 and a full count. Wood, the batter on deck for Port Angeles. With 1 out in the top of the 9th. Already a run in for the Lefties. 3-2 the count. Willius' pitch. Missed away, and ball 4. Runners on the corners. He didn't get the call on the outside, and with the lack of command in the inning, hasn't shown that he deserves the call. And Jim Clem is going to come out to have a mound visit. This is a guy on the mound that so far has been untouchable in the WCL, but it's the Lefties getting to him here in the 9th. Had allowed just 2 walks in his first 5 appearances. He's surrendered now 3. Just 1 hit all year against Willius, which came in his most recent outing here at home against the North Paws. Now the tying run on base for Port Angeles, the go-ahead run set to come to the plate. It'll be Ethan Wood with a chance to flip the scoreboard, put up a crooked number, and get the Lefties in front. And what a shock that would be to the Bells, going to their closer. 4 saves for him. Willius trying not to blow it. And the whole infield meeting with him. Wood, a lefty batter, so the favorable matchup to the pitcher. Willius just has to dial in the command. You've only given up 1 hit in 5 innings. Make them prove that they can hit against you. 1 out, first and third for the Lefties. Wood taking the first pitch for a strike. 89 from Willius. 1 run in for Port Angeles, trying to pull off something special in the top of the 9th. The only out gained via a sacrifice bunt. Strike 2. 0-2 on the low outside corner. Willius gets the call. Lefties didn't like it. First and third with an 0-2 count now on Wood. Got to protect with 1 out. And that just low for a ball. Wood without a hit in this game. The lefties just 4 as a team. Wood has struck out twice at the dish already. Takes a low and outside pitch for ball 2. Two balls, 2 strikes. First and third, the base runners on the paths for the lefties. Go-ahead run is at the plate, and Ethan Wood. Willius, a 1-out pitch home. Flown to left field. Jaden Jackson going back, and now settles. He'll make the catch. Runner tagging on a sac fly. That'll score the 3rd run of the game for the lefties. It's now 4-3, Bellingham in front. With 2 outs in the 9th. So the tying run at first with 2 outs in Young. Caden Young reached on one of the 3 walks that Willius has surrendered. And it's Carter Enoch as potentially the last chance for Port Angeles. 4-3 the score. Frank Willius with 2 runs against him in the 9th. The first 2 he's surrendered as a Bellingham Bell. Strike 1 to Carter Enoch to get the at-bat started, and that's the most important pitch that Willius needed there to get ahead of this potential final batter. Hunting just 1 more out for a 5th save early here in his Bell's career. Just the 6th appearance for him as a Bell. That one missed low for ball 1. Enoch had a double in the 2nd. That's his only hit, 1 for 4. 1-1, and these lefties just looking. Strike 2. Not very many swings in the inning. They're just been letting Willius toss the pitches in there. One of the swings, a sac fly from Wood. But now Enoch down to his final strike. Ball and 2 strikes. Tying run at first for the lefties. Willius trying to shut the door. And a 1-2. It's bounced in the dirt. And Moss did a nice job blocking it, keeping that tying run at first. He'll get a new baseball for his left-hander. Willius a perfect 4 for 4 in save opportunities. This the 5th. Has seen 2 runs score against him, but still a chance to close the game. To close the series. That's a miss, and now 3-2. Bells and lefties play tomorrow. Right now, Port Angeles trying to make that a potential rubber match if they can take the lead or tie this game. Bells trying to take a series win, looking for a 9th win in a row. Payoff pitch on a 3-2. Fouled away. This is where the drama happens. Top of the 9th, 3-2, a full count, 2 outs. With a tying run at first, go-ahead run at the plate, and Carter Enoch. 8 home runs for him this year with Saddleback College. Trying to flip the scoreboard with 1. Willius, a 3-2. Flown high out to left field. Jaden Jackson sprinting back into the corner. His hat falls off. He's tracked it down, and he's got it out in the outfield. Tossing the ball to the kids in the crowd after he closes the door on a 4-3 victory as Frank Willius survives the 9th and makes it a series win for the Bellingham Bells. And, hey, they just keep finding a way to get the job done. Your Bellingham Bells have now won 9 games in a row. They're 17-6. Trying to keep that push forward for a potential first-half championship in the North Division. Jaden Jackson, what range in the outfield to get to that fly ball? Enoch just a bit under it, and maybe on a day like yesterday where the wind's not blowing, that has a chance, although it was close to going foul. But either way, it's a win. Willius just wanted to get the heart going a little bit there. Finishes 1 inning with his 5th save of the year. In his 1 frame, walked 3 batters, did not allow a hit. And I just questioned the move to do a sac bunt. You gave away a free out. I understand the point of putting 2 guys in a scoring position, but he had just walked his first 2 batters, and you gave Bellingham a free out in the 9th inning. One of your last 3 outs, you just handed away. And sure, it helped you score 2 runs to make it a 1-run ball game, but in the end of the day, you still lost. So Bellingham takes the win, 4-3. They take the series. Tomorrow they'll look for a sweep. 6:35 the start time here at Joe Martin Field. You can catch it on YouTube at Bellingham Bells or on the West Coast League Live app. We're also live on Mixlr at Bellingham Bells, or come to the ballpark, bellstickets.com, the best place to catch all your Bellingham Bells home games this year. And you want to catch tomorrow's game if you're not going to be around in July, because we don't have another home game following tomorrow until July 7th. Bells are going to be on a big Canada trip, going to Victoria, then Edmonton, then Nanaimo, before being back home for some non-league games. So you want to catch the Bells on the road, especially if you want to go to Victoria, go to Vancouver Island. It's a really big series happening this weekend. That's why Friday's game, the West Coast League game of the week, because the Bells are trying to fight off the Harbor Cats as far as just picking up wins, because the real team that we're concerned about is the Wenatchee Apple Sox. And we'll look at their score when we come back here on the Bells post-game show. 4-3 the win tonight for Bellingham as they take a series over the Lefties, and we'll look for a sweep tomorrow at 6:35. We'll see you then, or see you in the post-game show going over all the stats from tonight's game.
What's up, Bells fans? Dr. Amar here from Everstrong Therapy, the sports and performance physical therapists and rehab professionals right here in Bellingham. We are so proud to continue being the official training and rehab partner of the Bellingham Bells, making sure our boys are safe and moving their best throughout the season. So remember, when you're ready to rehab like a professional athlete, come see us at Everstrong, and we'll see you soon. Thanks so much, stay Everstrong, and go Bells.
Bummer. This never happens at a convenient time, does it? It's always while you're hustling to meet a deadline or trying to enjoy the game. If only there were a way to outsource this and get back to what you were doing. Well, as a matter of fact, there is. Team Technology is local and employee-owned, balancing ease of access with security and compliance for the cloud and on-premise systems of small and large businesses alike. Connect with Team Technology and see how technology is easier with a team.
Washington homeowners are saving thousands of dollars on their energy bill by upgrading their home. And the best part is, CNGC is giving back even more money when you switch to a more efficient alternative. So you can enjoy increased property value, a higher quality of life with better appliances, and greater comfort for your family. Scan this QR code or go to cngc.com and save money on your energy bill.
Back here in Bellingham after a 4-3 final, the Bells taking down the Lefties for a series win as Bellingham takes it 4-3 despite 2 runs in the 9th inning from the Port Angeles Lefties. A rare misstep for Frank Willius in a Bells uniform. 3 walks for him, no hits allowed, but the 2 runs, the first 2 of the year against the closer. He picks up his 5th save of the year nonetheless, earning a win for Kenneth Johnson, which was his first win of the year. The game started with Cole Laubach on the mound for Bellingham. 3 innings of 1-run baseball for him. The biggest thing for Laubach, 6 punch-outs. Then Jordan Chancellor struggled for just 2/3 of an inning, pitching in the 4th, and then it was Kenneth Johnson having to take over, who finished the 4th, then pitched 2 innings from there, the 5th and 6th, both scoreless. Johnson only allowed a walk with no hits. I mean, he was the unsung hero of that game as far as just coming in, cleaning up the bases loaded situation in the 4th, and then having those nice clean innings in the 5th and 6th. Cal Young, some traffic in the 7th and 8th, but he too, 2 innings scoreless. And then it was Frank Willius closing off the save for the win. The loss goes to Seamus Gallagher, the starter for the Lefties. Started for an inning and 2/3, and then it was Garrett Patterson with 6 1/3 innings of relief. In that time, 6 hits allowed for a total of 9 for Bellingham on offense. He gave up the 2 runs in the 6th inning that did go on to really matter for Bellingham as far as, you know, Alexander and Moss coming up with those clutch RBI, because those 2 runs in that 9th inning, if we didn't have them, we're talking about needing a walk-off in the 9th. But no, 2 runs in that frame. The 6, 7, and 8 hitters, and even counting the 9-hitter Torrey, I mean, the bottom of the order was the most productive side of the Bells offense in this game. Peschke, 2 for 4, 2 runs scored. Alexander, 2 for 4, an RBI and a run scored. Moss, 2 of 2 with 2 RBI and a run scored with a double and a walk. Dylan Moss is your Terry Stash player of the game. KG Hattori in the 9th spot also had a run driven in on an RBI single, but he was 1 of 3 overall. Garrett Patterson, you just got to say how great of a job he did for Port Angeles. You don't see a lot of guys go more than 5 innings in the WCL, 4 innings. They're on a lot of pitch counts. He threw 93 pitches, so I don't know if he's got a pitch count limit because he threw 93 pitches and pitched them well. Just the 2 runs, the 6 hits. He only walked 2 batters during that time, and then how many strikeouts did he have? 6 Ks? 6 Ks for him. So he did a great job in relief. Obviously, the loss not credited to him, but the Lefties didn't have to use a lot of their bullpen despite the loss, and maybe tomorrow deploying some of their higher leverage arms as they try to fight off the sweep, because a 4-3 win today got the series win after a 17-1 win yesterday. This was a much improved performance by the Lefties. Either way, they fell still. Lefties now dropped to 5-18. Let's look at the West Coast League Live scoreboard. Wenatchee, the game we matter or care about the most right now, Yakima Valley, bottom of the 9th. They're down by 7. The Apple Sox leading 11-4 out in Yakima Valley. So that's looking like it's going to remain a tie in the North Division. Out in Kamloops, the North Paws beat the Kelowna Falcons 7-0. That game's on the top of the 9th, but it could be final, just wrapping up the final stats maybe. Bottom of the 9th inning, Victoria trailing Nanaimo 8-3. Corvallis and the Knights had a non-league game beating Gunderson Baseball 2-1. The Bend Elks, another win over the top team in the South, 3-1 victory for the Elks, and I think that means that Ridgefield is yet to clinch the South Division first half title because Walla Walla beat Springfield 4-3, so maybe we have a little bit of a race coming on in the South if the Raptors continue to slide and the Sweets can catch fire. And, the thing I like about Walla Walla being in contention, hopefully after tomorrow as well, is because the Apple Sox have to play Walla Walla next, and hopefully the Sweets are a little fired up trying to get their own first-half playoff berth. So maybe we can make an agreement with Walla Walla, like, hey, you guys go beat Wenatchee because then you guys will get a playoff berth, and then hopefully we take care of business in Victoria and we get a playoff berth. So let's just shake hands, the Onions and the Bellinghamsters. So that would be a nice agreement, but obviously need some things to go our way still, even in tomorrow's slate of games. Top of the 7th inning at Portland, the Pickles trailing the Marion Berries 10-5 as Marion is looking for a series win over Portland. And that's all your scores in the WCL. Tomorrow we'll see you at 6:35, the start time here at Joe Martin Field. Bell's looking for a sweep, looking for a 10th straight win. It's been awesome baseball by Bellingham, and today, even though we got a little bit of a nail-biter in the 9th, we still will take the win, 4-3. We'll see everyone tomorrow night. Thanks for joining us. I was Zen Hill. And another night here in the West Coast League, a beautiful night for baseball. Hopefully tomorrow's much of the same, and hopefully it's the same result because I've been getting used to the Bells winning a lot, and I'm sure you guys have been too. We don't want it to stop. Let's go for that first half title, baby. We'll see everyone tomorrow night. Have a good night. Go Bells.